It's that season. You smell that? You smell that? It's Game Awards season. It's a bunch of irrational takes. It's a bunch of weird discourse about how, one game got snubbed from one brand that hasn't had a game of the year in 11 years. I'm sorry. Listen, I don't mean to hate like that, but it's just how it is how it is, all right? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But welcome to No Cooldown Podcast. We're back, episode 79. We're in the building. Oh, man. It's, again, if you haven't understood it at this point, we're in the Game Awards season. We're in the swing of things. All the crazy times are upon us at the end of the year. This wonderful time that we're able to experience. And, there's very few people on this planet I want to experience this with than my podcast partner in crime. WenEazy's in the building, man. What's going on, dog?
Chilling. Trying to keep my sanity from slipping away after seeing some of these nominations, but we're gonna move.
Listen, we gonna get into it, man. We gonna get into it. Listen, at least you're not doing this whole smear campaign, you know what I'm saying, after Game Awards, but not like a Joseph Ferris, you know what I'm saying, It Takes Two. This is just this is a completely shameless version of this, man. I don't know what's happening, man. It's very wild. But for the people listening out there and watching this from wherever you're watching this, you can decide to not be shameless today and rate this podcast 5 stars. Make sure you go to all your audio podcast platforms. Again, everything from Apple Podcasts, Spotify for Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Pocket Cast, Rocket Cast, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. Everywhere. No Cooldown Podcast will be there. Again, YouTube at No Cooldown, Twitter or X at No Cooldown Pod, No Cooldown Podcast on TikTok, the Clock app. I was about to say Instagram, No Cooldown Podcast as well. Make sure you check out all of the individual contributors to our, the channels as well. Myself, ThatManTripp. I was gonna say Wotaku channel for at WenEazy on Twitter, and WOTAKU channel everywhere else. And King Kxngviii on all the platforms to check out all the content that we do on the side. But let's bring it back in, man. We got a lot of news to cover. It's been a little bit since we've been out, but again, this is a wonderful time to be covering some news. So let's get into it, man. WenEazy, you ready?
I'm born ready.
Let's get to it, man. Listen, this is not even news per se. I don't want to hear no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Mass Effect got a whole teaser for N7 Day last week, and we're back. I think we're coming back. That's all I need to know. They showed a whole new trailer. I believe it was called Epsilon trailer. And just showed, like, again, somebody in the N7 garb and the whole outfit walking through a tunnel and walking into like an open planet. There was a bunch of like little teasers and Easter eggs and concept art just shown. We don't know if it's a new character. We don't know if it's a new Commander Shepard or Commander Shepard's brought back to life or just a completely different one. We saw Krogans. We saw a bunch of different people. Like timelines maybe streaming. It's Andromeda. It's the other. You know what I'm saying? Shit merged into one. It's a lot of stuff going on, but it's all Mass Effect, and I love it, man. I don't know if you caught any of that trailer. What you make of it?
I don't know if I'm happy that we're back. Just because last time we came back, it was quite an experience, to say the least. I think it's pretty sick, though. I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. I've literally been itching to replay the series, but I've been able to stop myself. Not for any other reason than the fact that I have a lot of games to play, and it wouldn't be fair to replay two amazing, one really good game. And I think it's pretty cool. I hope that they kind of go back to their roots. I think that, honestly, and it's funny because I don't think that Andromeda would have been a bad game had they had more time, but you can't spell time with EA, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
it's kind of tough. Like they say, hey, we need this money now. We need you to put this bad boy out, and that's why we got Andromeda. Hopefully, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since we've seen a Mass Effect game. So I pray that all of this time has been used efficiently, and maybe even right now, if they don't release this game for another 3 years, I will be fine with that. Please take your time, because if everybody's T-posing when I turn the new game on, I'm gonna be really, really pissed off.
I mean, you're not wrong. You strike a good point. Again, I want them to take their time with this, but this also, at least this excites me, man. Again, we haven't heard anything from them since like the little teaser from like maybe a year or two ago, that just showed the N7 plate in the yard picking it up. I know me. Listen, I can wait but also you got to show me some signs of life. It can't be a, you know what I'm saying, I hate to throw people under the bus, but a little devil inside where it's like we get nothing about the entire, you know what I'm saying, development. But if you're on a good path and you're ready to at least start leaving breadcrumbs, leave some breadcrumbs. I'm cool with that. You don't need to show the whole thing, but if you're starting to, you know, get close to that trail where you have something showable and then you're getting towards that, you know, things are ready, start leaving breadcrumbs. So I'm liking what Bioware's dropping. I'm cool with this. You know what I'm saying? Again, I just want this shit to be hot. That's all I want, man. Citadel boys, we're ready for this. We're ready for this. That's all I need to, you know what I'm saying? That's all I need to state. It's that time again, man. It's that time again. What are romance options? But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Next story here. Over the past week and change, we've had Nick All-Star Brawl 2. They're fully released and it's out into the public, it's out in the wilds. All the Smash sweats who saw better cash prizes have moved over and started training up their characters. And we've had our correspondent on the field, WenEazy. He's dropped in the field for a little bit. He's had some time with the game. I definitely want to stop in and ask for your impressions of Nick All-Star Brawl 2 so far.
So I think that this game is probably one of the best Smash clones I've played almost ever, I think. Because I was a huge fan of multiverses, but the speed of this game, the way it feels way closer to Smash than anything that I've played prior. The bar system is pretty sick. I'm a huge fan of like the slime system. The only issue that this game has, which is the issue that every other Smash clone has, is that the people who really play Smash refuse to let it go. And it is quite literally an abusive relationship that they have with Nintendo, because Nintendo straight up does not like you guys. I don't know if this, hopefully this is the call like that wakes you up from the reality that being a Smash professional player is not the best career choice, and no longer is even a career choice, I feel like, at this point with the implementations of their new rules. This game feels amazing, but while I was playing it, I didn't get too many matches with different people. It really depends on the time you're playing. If I'm playing it at night, like if I'm playing it at 6 p.m., post 6 p.m., oh, you're gonna get some matches and you're gonna find a bunch of people to play with. I was playing it this morning. Slim pickings. Could have been my rank, could have been just a time, you know. Who's playing video games on Tuesday at 10 a.m.? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I can't really blame the world on it, but I definitely do feel like the community that it's targeting they kind of need to come up, you know, embrace it a little bit, because you can have the opportunity to play this game and enjoy it, and this could grow to be as good as any other like Smash Bros game. It could be. I genuinely think it can. Nobody really has the same level of polish as Nintendo, unless you're like somebody like Rockstar or something, but like nobody can do what Nintendo does as consistently as Nintendo does it with the speed at which they do it. But you have the chance to make this game amazing, but you have to buy in. You can't just watch it from a distance and be like, I'll jump in when it gets to Smash Ultimate levels of good. Like, if you don't buy in now, it's not going to keep getting made. And I think that this game has a lot of potential, but it really comes down to who is supporting this game. I see a lot of big names supporting it, but it's not just the big names that need to support it. It's the little guys. It's the people who buy Smash Bros to play with their friends. It's a lot of people who need to tap in.
You're not wrong. Again, like it was surprising to me that out the gate they already had Hungrybox again showing some love on it, which is a good start, honestly. But now you got to get grassroots. You got to really get this out to everybody if you want to make it sustainable. And I said this online, and I'll say this again. Honestly, one of my favorite developers, high key, is Ludosity. The people who, again, like, were working on the first one and worked on this one. I feel like they've been super receptive and super resilient to, again, just the feedback, some of the criticism, some of the backlash that they got from the first version, and they've gone to work to really, really make this thing just like tick from everything I'm seeing. Again, I gotta get my hands into it more, because, you know what I'm saying, somebody gifted me the game after I was, you know what I'm saying, just abstaining until sales came out. Shout out Tack, you're the best. So I gotta sink my teeth in more to really understand some of the minutiae, the detail. But from what I'm seeing, again, the massive improvement to the game speed, it looks really good. And now it's just time for the support past it. The roster's already pretty deep. How far can you take that, and how consistent can you make that across any given again, content year or content roadmap. Just little questions from here that need to be, again, pretty much decided by that team and settled pretty quickly, because now you're out to the public, and now it's still coming along. You got all the Smash Wedge, which is, again, that's good, but now you got to start branching out, bring consistency so people can see that you're out here, and staking your claim, because not too long a period, what's it called? Multiverse will be back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, next year.
They said top of next year, around the top of next year. They said it's back, so that's another thing back into the fold. Again, Smash is still Smash, so that's never going away. You know what I'm saying? As long as these Smash people don't shower, Smash is going to be here. So that's going to be a thing. So now it's time to, again, build consistency. So when these challengers are, again, potential competitors come back into the fray, they ebb and flow, or something big happens and they flood back to that, or buzz back around their names, you can still stand the test of time and competition in those heavy periods. So yeah, honestly, so for everything I'm seeing, good start for them. Credits. Yeah,
amazing game, really fun gameplay. The only real issue outside of the player base, something that they can actually control, I think certain characters could definitely use a little bit of a rework. Not necessarily a rework, but certain things just don't work as well. And I think and this is a problem I have with every fighting game. This isn't just them. I would really, really love it if fighting games started doing things like Street Fighter and the way Tekken is doing it, where each individual character has its own individual rank. Because I'm a good Grandma Gertrude or Gertie. I'm a good Grandma Gertie, but I'm terrible with angry beavers, and I should not be in the same level fighting the same kind of people. But again, great game. It has some kinks, but so does everybody. Definitely recommend it.
That's a good way to put it, man. Oh shoot, that's wild as hell. I'm moving on to the next one. I'm gonna let that lie in the air. All right, on to the next story here. So this was a bit of a maybe a bit of a shock to some people, but given how things have been going lately, what can you expect? Microsoft is in the news, and not necessarily for anything Activision related this week, but we've heard that the company is now partnering with In-World AI to, quote, create Xbox game development tools for generative AI characters, storylines, and more. So in essence, they're trying to infuse more AI processes into how they create, stories and characters and dialogue trees and a lot of interaction with, either NPCs or the story of the world, and work in that way. So how are you feeling about this partnership?
I think this is pretty dumb. I don't like AI in video games. I understand I think AI has a place in this world as a tool, but I don't really like the idea of Microsoft doing AI right after, this announcement coming after a lot of layoffs in the industry. It feels very much like moving away from, it just feels like a villain move. It feels very we were all saying we're afraid of we're afraid of, maybe, I don't know what the fuck that word means. We're afraid of big corporations and monopolies. I was very afraid of monopolies when they bought Activision, but I said whatever, maybe Xbox has the right thing at heart, and then seeing them have this come out, I don't know. I genuinely do think this is the wrong step. Unless it's something as small as hey, we're working with AI to help our writers come up with, if we're using AI as a tool to bounce ideas off of, I use AI, or I'll use something hey, how does this sound? Or what would it sound like if somebody from this country and this country started talking to each other? Something to help with creating better tools. But even then, there are people for that. I just don't see the purpose in it. I understand it's going to cut costs and it may make things faster, but at what cost? People are already getting let go from companies that you would think that they would need. You wouldn't think that these people would be getting fired, but hey, they are. It's really bad. It sucks out here, and I don't know if I really like AI characters, AI voice acting, AI. There's just a lot of shit that people could use these jobs. These are opportunities that other people could definitely use in their lives. But sure, do what you guys gotta do, I guess.
Yeah. Now this is my thing. Again, for a certain level of grunt work and things that can be repetitive, and possibly eliminating those to give more time back to the artists and the developers, the story writers and such, I'm not mad at it. But you and I both know that there's no damn way there's going to be a healthy moderation and limit placed on these things. They're going to take it to the extreme as fast as possible to save money. We know this. This is capitalism, baby. Like, come on. I know the game. I know what you want. I know what you do. So the fact that it's going to be introduced in this way, I'm just fearing the worst in terms of how quickly it's going to be taken to an extreme. And again, we've already seen enough with this year, how many people have been laid off, how many people have been, who have made an impact and who've done great stuff on great projects all over the place have been, basically just ousted from their jobs. And all this AI talk at the same time, not even just in gaming, but just across the board with all the stuff talking about using AI using their likeness to be casted in movies and TV shows and using AI scripts and all that stuff like that. The trend and the tendency is right there for everybody to see. It's just, I don't want it to happen. And there's a level of, again, authenticity and charm that you can't achieve with that shit. You really can't. You know what I mean? And if it was in earnest and in truth going to be moderated in a way that it would only eliminate grunt work for the people who are actually creating, I will be fine. But we all know that isn't the case. And that's where I have a problem with this. Again, like, if it's just small things to speed up the process, cool. But if we get into more like if AI becomes more generative than helping the grunt work and the little tasks here and there, that's where we're starting to see a lot of problems, man. I just don't want it to become generative AI that replaces the people who are actually generating the content. You know what I mean? I don't want it to outpace anything, because that's not the name of the game. It's supposed, at its best, it's supposed to enhance the workflow of the people who are actually making these things happen, creating the special dialogue, shaping the narrative. That essence of human creation, video game creation coming from these devs, that's what needs to remain. And this is a challenge to that, in my opinion. If taken the wrong way, this is a challenge to it. Because I know if Microsoft got it, just wait till EA get that shit. We're gonna be AI everything. We're gonna get AI ranked servers. We about to get AI. I'm about to say the next trailer gonna be all AI. It's gonna be all a scribble. I'm about to say a whole ass scribble animation of what's it called, Pathfinder doing some random shit. Like it's just, I can see how quickly this can get carried away, and that's my fear. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And speaking of getting carried away, we can get to this next story here. So, man, Call of Duty. We got some reports across this entire week, especially from Jason Schreier, that this brand new Call of Duty title, Modern Warfare 3, was under a significant crunch and harsh development period, so to speak. As he's listed, in his articles on Bloomberg that typical Call of Duty cycle is 3 years. They made Modern Warfare 3 in about a year and a half, and the conception from a lot of devs that this was just going to be expansion or DLC packs for existing Modern Warfare 2. It quickly became a situation where they understood that they're making a brand new release for 2023, and a lot of devs lost weekends, a lot of time was, again, just overcommitted to making this project happen in a year and a half, and they released in that state. So again, looking at these articles, it's kind of crazy seeing again, just the shortened development cycle that again, I believe it was Sledgehammer who was at the helm of this one, and they got put through it twice. They did this with Vanguard, I believe, what I'm saying, and it was still time investment there, and they're doing it again even worse with Modern Warfare 3. What do you make of this?
What's the word I'm looking for? Not surprised. I guess that's the first thing that I'm feeling. When I saw the way the game was received, I immediately thought to myself, yeah, this kind of seems rushed. A lot of the things just don't really work that well. I think every Call of Duty game I feel is rushed, mostly because there's no fucking compression in any of those files. But
bro,
outside of my own personal belief,
this can't just be hearsay at this point, bro. There has to be they have to be intrinsically linked. There's no way that they're like, yo, don't compress no files. We gotta get this shit out. Just go. It has to be, bro. There has to be this tinfoil hat time, but this is real. I ain't gonna lie. I believe in that conspiracy. I believe in that.
I also just think that 4-hour campaign. 4-hour campaign just reminded me of Battlefield 4 and how awful that game came out. And then it got really better like a year into its life, which is just the Battlefield way, I guess. It's just next time the next Battlefield comes out, I'm just gonna wait a year. Is really what I should just do. This game will probably be the same way. Like in a year, and maybe it'll be sick, but I think first and foremost, we need to stop making a Call of Duty every year. I think that should really just be standard. I think once every 2 years, like, would be sufficient, because I don't even think the people who play Call of Duty are done with Call of Duty by the time it gets to the next year. But again, I don't play the game, so I don't know. I think that having this kind of crunch is interesting. I wonder if the Microsoft deal had anything to do with this. These 4 companies having to pump out these Call of Duty games, I don't understand how, like, I imagine being in like Sledgehammer and wanting to make a different game. Like, you really can't. Like, you are a Call of Duty machine at this point. Development and crunch is just nasty, especially when you have 3 companies making one game. We have like 3 separate companies making one game. Why do we have to crunch this hard for, like, just push this shit back? Don't release every year. You guys already make enough money off of microtransactions. Why do you have to add on an extra $60 like milestone every year to buy the new game so that you can keep pumping out microtransactions?
Bro,
Call of Duty is a sick money-making machine. I need the Call of Duty fan base and the Smash Bros fan base to wake up, damn it. You guys are literally in an abusive relationship. Let it go. It's not that good. I have conversations with people and I'll tell them like, oh yeah, I play League of Legends every now and then. And they'll be like, oh, I had to put League down. Like if it was a drug, like they're recovering from a traumatic event in their lives.
It's all
and
yellow?
I don't hear, yeah, like it's one of those, like, it's one of those, man, I can't do League anymore. Like an AA chip. They're like, it's been 35 years
had to take it
League.
out to the shut out back, man. Deal with it for good.
I need more people. I need to start saying, hey, you know, I play a little bit of Call of Duty from time to time, because I need to hear more people saying, yeah, I put that shit down. And I'll be like, thank you. You are a part of the solution. Put it down. Don't pick this game up. This game is literally wasting your money and time and wasting a lot of people's weekends. Imagine spending all of your weekends working on Call of Duty just to find out this shit got all 4. Like, that's crazy, bro. All that time spent just to pump out Modern Warfare 3, and everybody's like, this shit sucks. I really want Microsoft to be like, yo, Activision, we're gonna slow down the Call of Duty. But I don't think they will. They're gonna be like, hey, Activision, we have AI, we can make more Call of Duties.
Dog, that's such a bad sign. But let me say this, man. This is, again, Call of Duty is one of the biggest success stories of gaming history, of course, on the outside, but on the inside, it's one of the most. It's honestly, it's like one of the most victimized. Like, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's one of the saddest stories, honestly, and how development just gets skewed and scrambled. Like, I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, at one point, Call of Duty was at the forefront, you know, with a lot of innovative things, a lot of the zombies mode was, again, a newer thing, a fresher thing. Again, they were doing a lot of like crazy things with the maps. Like, they were breaking ground on multiplayer gaming, and the fact that they got caught into this cycle where they have to do something every year they got to be there. They got to try and be this constant. They sacrifice a lot of the quality that they can achieve just by, you know, just doing this. They got looped into this, and I feel sad because I was one of those people who was like, yo, Call of Duty, like, it's actually enjoyable to a certain extent. Even back then, of course, it was prime days, you know what I mean? But seeing not only the reception on the front end and what we're receiving, the product itself, it is, again, a 4-hour campaign is laughable. I'm not even gonna lie. A 4-hour campaign is laughable. How much time you apparently had or did not have with a year and a half. Again, like, you might as well push it back at that point. Why are you even putting a campaign in that if you're only gonna do like some crazy missions, open floor? You just use the same multiplayer maps as you did with everything else. You put a Verdansk Stadium in there, just throw it back, you know, put some extra guns in there, a couple of open paths, and see what happens. The open mission structure didn't even work anyways. I saw a whole video where a dude was like trying to break into a military base, and like he shot somebody, and then he was like, oh, it's open mission structure, maybe all the people will come after me in the base, and he just automatically died and the level reset. So it didn't even tell you to play your own way all the way in all these missions. It doesn't even commit to its mission, and it doesn't commit to its ideal and theme of, oh, it's an open structure, you're able to do what you want to do. Like, that's already one thing, the campaign. Two, as much as it pains me, as much as the nostalgia tries to grip me, you know what I'm saying? As much as it tries to hold me down, it's BS that you've launched with all of your old maps. Although I don't even know if you have new maps. I don't even know if you like outside of what maybe one ground war map. I don't even know if you have any new like curated maps for Modern Warfare 3. I literally have no clue. The promotion has only gone to the nostalgia of the old maps, and while some part of me wants to find it fun that all the old maps are back, that's pretty cool. That's all you have. That's all you're standing on. You're standing on something that was made beforehand. So with a year and a half, the best you could do is rehash old maps, create a 4-hour campaign, throw zombies in there, you know, just because, throw it on a whole Warzone map or whatever, because that'll make sense, that'll work out, and then keep it pushing forward, bro. That's not on. That's not on. And that's just from the product side. From the back end, again, in a year and a half, you crunch your whole work, damn it, your whole workforce. Maybe people work extra weekends. A lot of time lost where people could have been spent that more effectively, either on the game or on their lives, and you put that out. It's just, Microsoft has a mammoth of a task to do to, if they want to actually change Call of Duty for the better, if they really want to do that, they have to change the culture of that entire place, bro. Because yes, it's geared to make money, but I don't think, you know, again, in the years to come, it's just getting less and less, bro. This is a diminishing return, in my opinion. It's a diminishing return. We're gonna see stuff like this a lot more if Microsoft doesn't step in heavy and change something about this, bro. It's shameful, and it sucks because Modern Warfare 3, the original Modern Warfare 3, that's my favorite Call of Duty of all time, and I hate that I have to associate all the negative imagery and stuff of this current time to that name. It sucks. It's a stain on what previous generations of Call of Duty have built. I don't want to sound like old ass grandpa and stuff like that, but like it's just, it sucks to see where Call of Duty has brought itself to at this stage. I just hope that Microsoft can step in and introduce healthier practices in their development cycle to in turn bring healthier production and healthier, again, deliverables to the consumers. That's really it. Man. But yeah, we'll figure that out in time. I'll push on to the next one here. So after some of the, well, not really a leak, but people kind of had it ahead of time when, you know, Rockstar did it themselves. Rockstar, they officially announced that GTA 6 is actually a thing, for one, and two, they will have a trailer in December of 2023. So we're gonna get an official look at GTA 6 relatively soon. There's been buzz, again, the whole post broke records and all that stuff. People are speculating, seeing what they want, what's gonna happen, what are we gonna get. How do you feel about GTA coming in December in terms of a trailer, and what are you looking forward to seeing?
If that shit's coming out with a trailer in December, that game better come out next December. If that shit doesn't come out till 2025, keep the trailer in unlisted on the YouTube. I don't want to see that shit at all. I actually don't even upload it to unlisted. I don't want that to be anywhere on the internet, because we do not need a trailer for a game coming out in 2 years. That is very, very pointless. If we're gonna get a trailer, I need to see a release date. I'm no longer giving people the pass. It's negative points on the Wen scale when you release a trailer with no release date. There is no point in you showing me that. I'm just gonna get the Kevin Garnett video from Uncut Gems, and I'm literally just gonna, every time a trailer drops with no release date, I'm putting that bad boy on there. Like, I'm over it. The only people that I let go that I am not upset with are the people at RGG Studios. Nope. That's a Sega. Okay, yeah. And the reason I say this is not because I would want a sponsorship, but I do want a sponsorship, but it's not because of that. It's because when they announced Yakuza 9, well, technically 8, but if you count Gaiden as one of them, then it's 9. When they announced that shit, they dropped a little teaser trailer with, you know, 2 protagonists, but then they were like, yo, we also got games coming out for the next year I think they announced it in like November or something, but they were like, yo, by the way, in January we're dropping a game, in November we're dropping a game, and then I think it was like in the summer they announced when 8 was dropping. So they announced 8. They didn't give me a date. They didn't say shit. They just said this is in the works, but they also said we got 2 other games coming out. And I was like, all right, you got me. Because I can't get this, but at least I got 2 other options here. So unless GTA is dropping with the release date, they better be like, all right, so we don't got a release date, but we got Undead Nightmares for GTA 5. Then I'll be like, all right, not online, not fucking online. I don't want fucking online. I want a fucking single player campaign. Like, I want that shit. Unless they're dropping that shit with the trailer, I don't want it unless they got a release date at the end. But then, of course, I'm still going to put up the reaction. I'm still going to put up the fucking wide-ass mouth on the fucking, whoa, crazy GTA 6. You know, I'm definitely putting it up for the numbers. We're getting those reaction clicks, absolutely. But I am tired of games with no release dates. I'm done speaking.
Dog, yeah, I hear it, bro. But this is my thing. You can put a trailer up as long as it comes in 2024, early 2025. I'll be fine. Again, before April of 2025, that's fine with me. I'll be real. But this is my problem here. If you're showing all CGI on that motherfucking trailer, I will actually suplex a middle schooler. I promise you. If you don't show any raw gameplay, a middle school is getting suplexed. This is on you now, Rockstar. This is on your head. This is on you. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, bro. If you're telling me you got this official date, you got this official time set up, you got the glitz and the glam, which most likely I'm pretty sure it will be at the Game Awards because we had no definitive date on when December is. They could release on their own.
One big ass event in December.
they could release on their own time because they're GTA and they're Rockstar. But you know what I'm saying? Knowing Jeff Keighley, he probably moved heaven and earth and a couple of rings of hell to try and make that happen. So if I'm a betting man, I'm putting a couple on the side on that. But
Jeff has sore knees for this, folks.
Dog,
sore knees.
I'm telling you, listen, gave his damn life for this, so y'all better at least show him some love. But if this is all CGI, bro, if you give me a Lords of the Fallen for GTA 6, bro, the level of disgust we're all gonna have, bro. I don't care what all the casual folks saying. I got my eye on y'all, bro. Y'all not slick, man. Y'all not slick. Show me some gameplay, bro. Don't make people pull up them files of them leaked things, bro. Don't make people pull up the leaked files that was showing all them systems and stuff. Like, dog, it's not that difficult, bro. If y'all got something to show that. And if y'all don't show a trailer at all. Just lie.
Anything.
Just lie.
Just be a liar. I would prefer you to be a liar.
Just lie.
If I pull up the Game Awards and they do like a little montage of like every GTA where they play like a sound bite showing the name of the GTAs, and then at the end all they do is show GTA 6. I swear to God, I'm cutting the stream off. I'm already home. I'm cutting the stream off. I'm going upstairs.
That's the whammy. Upstairs. That's the whammy. I'm gonna have my bingo card out, and if I hit that, stream done. I'm getting off.
I'll be like, all right, y'all. It was a horrible night, terrible time. I'll see you guys whenever I recover from this.
The facts, bro. Again, GTA, y'all have a very specific job to do. Just show gameplay. Just show gameplay. That's all. Show me the protagonist. Show me gameplay. That's it. Bring me the white woman that does the voiceovers for all the tutorial trailers. Give me that one. Give me her. Bring her in, and we'll be good.
Just walking through a door. Just that. A dude. Well, actually, no. It's a female protagonist. A woman walking through a door into some bright lights, but it's in-game footage. I'll be happy. I don't even care.
Facts.
Just anything. At this point, I'll take anything. At this point.
Just be sensible. Be sensible, please. That's all we ask. Come on. I'll move on from now because that's gonna irk me, bro. That's gonna be a whole ass debacle in December. We'll see what's going on with that. But moving forward. I had a story from WB. They've been in the firing line with a lot of crazy decisions over the past week and change. But in the gaming sphere, Warner Brothers Discovery, basically they've noted that they're going to focus more on live service games going forward. As their CEO David Zaslav had a quote from their earnings call for Q3. Again, it's kind of just him highlighting that they're focused on transforming their biggest franchises from largely console and PC based with 3 to 4 year cycles, release schedules to include more always on gameplay through live services, multi-platform, free-to-play extensions, with the goal to have more players spending more time on more platforms, yada, yada, yada. I.e., they want people playing on their games for longer, so they're going to go the live service route, games as a service type, again, models for their experiences. How you feeling about this change?
Stupid. I think that live service games work very, 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 very small percent of the times. I don't know, like, think about all the live service games you play right now. I can think of 3. I can think of League of Legends. I can think of Overwatch. 4, because I'm playing a little bit, and I have not put $1 into this game. I'm playing a small amount of Apex. Dang. I'm playing League of Legends, Overwatch, and I'm playing
I play like Apex. I play half of one. FIFA. That's literally it. Or EA Sports FC. That's literally.
I wouldn't even consider that live service because you have to pay for that shit every year.
Also true. Yeah, it's not.
It's not live service. It's like when I think of live service, I'm thinking free.
Like a free, for the free skin that they give you content after.
Game.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. I don't do any of that no more. I used to a lot, but I don't do any. I don't got that kind of time, bro. I don't got that kind of time.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you. The only people who get away with it are 2 Titan companies that rehash and put out the same shit every year, and the fan base is literally handcuffed to this game. 2K and Call of Duty.
Yep.
I don't know any of the WB games,
bro.
But I know for a fact they don't got no diehard Call of Duty fans, no 2K fans. I like the Batman movies, but I'm not paying $10 every 3 months to get the Batman skins for the Arkham Knights. That's definitely not happening. I promise you that.
Like Big Broski, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. DC Universe Online was like a decade ago. That time is up. It's over.
Yeah.
We're not going back to those days, bro. And this
you bring that shit back though. Then we can talk. But I don't think y'all
DC Universe Online 2, that will be crack. But I just, everything in my senses tells me that's not what you're doing. Again,
nope.
First and foremost, we already know the obvious answer. You're starting with, again, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. You're going to start there. You're going to try and make that live service. I don't know how the hell you're going to, again, make those changes, but it is what it is. This is what gets me, though, about WB trying to change their direction. You've already proven that you can make, again, studios under WB's banner can make great single player or co-op experiences prior. They can do that. They've done it. The Batman, the Arkham series, again, like this, that, and the third, like there's been solid stuff that can at least show, like, bro, they can do good stuff there. They just been off the market lately. And now it's like, nah, we're just gonna go live service. We need more money. We need more people on our stuff consistently. So we're just gonna, just flood the gates with it. Give you some again, what's it called? Well, Gotham Knights wasn't even that crazy, but Gotham Knights still in the question. It's just, what I'm saying, the live service or the different co-op model or whatever the hell it is, the dungeons and shit that they're trying to add. It was like not all the way, but it started to get there. But Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League definitely gonna be the first one. It's like they're going full bore live service, and we don't want that from you. I don't want that from WB. I don't. Literally, I'll say this. I'm going to say this. I will entertain live service only under 2 specific instances. Only 2. One that we just mentioned, DC Universe Online 2. Up the graphics, do what you got to do, make a crazy MMO, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Do what you got to do. That could be crack if y'all cook it right. Doubts highly, but it is what it is. The second, and I've said this before, if you make another or remake Gotham City Imposters, that's the only way you'll get me to even be remotely interested in anything WB live service. That's the only way you'll get me interested. Honestly, at this stage in life, that's the only way you're going to get me actually invested in this stuff. That's the only way, at least in my humble opinion, because it's like, okay, it's one thing to say you want live service, but you have to have a good game attached to that service. And it's hard to see that when, it's just, you're hyper fixated on the ends and not, not the means to get to that end. And it's just like, it's just annoying to see it real time. David Zaslav, you don't make a lot of great decisions as it seems from beforehand. So at least to the consumer's eyes. So, where's the disconnect? There's a disconnect here. You know what I'm saying? I wish you would not go live service, or at least half and half it, relax. But we'll see. We'll see when. I don't know what to make of this, but yeah, Just bring back Gotham City Imposters. That's my whole theme of this whole topic, bro. Bring back Gotham City Imposters. Forget everything you're doing right now. Scrap every other project. Gotham City Imposters. Bring that back.
Yeah. That would make the most sense actually, because that is like one of the few live service games that I remember. Like, and I never played the game
from the earlier days.
I only hear good things. But like that would be a really good way of like showing the community, you know what you're talking about. Like, yo, we're doing live service. And it's like, man, what y'all doing live service? What y'all know about games? Y'all just want money. We're bringing back Gotham City Imposters. People are like,
whoa,
wait a second. Whoa.
Listen, I would sit there like, wait, let's hear him out.
I was unfamiliar with your game. My bad. Like, it's one of those moments.
So
like,
guys,
I didn't even know you knew about that. Like, come on,
listen,
bro. You didn't think I know?
Let's not be too hasty, you know. Let's relax. Let's hear him out.
Because that's a big gamer move right there. You'll get the old heads, you'll get the cultured folks. They'll be like, oh, okay. And then when you see the excitement from everybody else is gonna be like, the people who don't know anything about it are gonna be like, wait a second, what's Gotham City Imposters? Why is everybody so hyped for this? And that's how you get the gamers' attention. You know, you get the people. You get random ass reaction from people's friends, because like I don't really care about Gotham City Imposters, but if Tripp is coming to me like, yo, they're bringing it back, I'll be like, all right, I'll download it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get gamers to play games. You don't do it with stupid flashy CGI trailers. You get people's friends to play it, and then you don't want people to miss out, so they download it.
Word of mouth.
Man, WB, if you don't just hire us,
bro,
we could do the Warner Brothers No Cooldown podcast collab. I'm just saying.
NCC, man, No Cooldown Consultancy, bro. Tap in. Stop playing, bro. If you want money, tap in.
Yes, absolutely. We're not playing no Harry Potter games though. Y'all got that. I'm putting that in the contract.
I can't, bro. That's a conflict. I can't do all that, bro. Don't fuck up my bag. Yeah, that's out of the question, brother. But everything else, we'll see what we can do. Honestly, bro. Oh man. All right, we gonna push on here. It's funny how as one company is ramping up their live service expectations and their games as a service expectations, another company is pushing back on theirs as well. And we've heard PlayStation has been in the news. They've confirmed, basically they've delayed 6 of their 12 live service games planned to release in the coming few years. And then they've been quoted to say, you know, they're reviewing this, they're trying to get you know, as much feedback as possible to make sure they're on point with it. But for now, they're falling back on their whole rush for live service inclusions in their PlayStation offering. So what'd you make of this?
That's a smart move. I don't know who on earth has time to play 12 different live service games. That's another thing a lot of people really. I feel like if you're making a live service game as a company, I think at most 2. There's just not enough time in the day. People have to work more hours because they're getting paid less. You think that they're gonna spend extra hours playing every single one? Those games are doomed to fail. You know what I'm saying? At least if you make a single player 60-30 hour experience, you could at least live in the backlog. A live service game, you have to consistently update. People have to consistently play it. I'm not playing that many live service games. As I said, I'm playing 2 basically. One is very, very small amounts of hours. And I'm still like, nah, I'd rather go play my single player games than any of these whack ones. You know what I'm saying? I think scaling back is a really smart idea. And I still think PlayStation should focus on like the real bread and butter of them, which is these single player experiences.
And this is kind of the catch-22 that they're in though. And then looking at the, you know, like just the general discourse over this made you realize this. Single player games, especially PlayStation ones, cost a lot of damn money. Cost a lot of money to make. I ain't gonna lie, and it's getting worse and worse. Again, GTA hit like $1 billion in production costs and all that stuff like that. Apparently, from some of the leaks and what we heard from earlier things, like what was it, God of War or Horizon or one of them joints or Last of Us was like $200 million to make. Like they're getting up there in single player games, and maybe it might not be as, again, I'm speaking from a business sense. From a gamer sense, I'm saying make them single player games all day. I don't care. But from the business sense, the feasibility of how much they'll get that money back might not always be as quick as they want, and they want a steady income stream, bro. They want a steady little, you know what I'm saying? They want their highly consistent cash cow that they can pull money from. You know what I'm saying? For a time, it was their exclusivity agreements with Call of Duty and keeping Call of Duty on PlayStation first. They get all the, you know, for 1 month free, 1 month early on PlayStation, all that BS that helped bring some extra sales to the PlayStation platform. And now that it's, you know, Xbox got that, they say, hey, this is ours, buddy. Too late. They got to scramble and kind of find another way to, again, get that consistent revenue gain. With that, they can't really do it they're not getting Fortnite because Fortnite make too much money everywhere else anyways. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get that. So now they have to either rush to create one good one, which they're not doing because they're scaling back. They're trying to make sure it hits right, to make sure it hits, you know, to make sure that the live service game actually is effective and captures people, or they keep, you know, reaching out to more third parties to make sure they can get something that in the short term that makes money. You know what I mean? So it's a tough place to be, but they just want to get more from a business sense. They want more return out of the projects that they're getting. They don't believe in that right now. They don't believe in how strong those offerings are, and I would tend to agree again that's not PlayStation's strong suit. You know what I mean? Like they're again, more often than not, they're reaching out to third party to do stuff outside of single player stuff or single player heavy stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a tough position to be in, but again, this also coincides with our talk last week about PlayStation looking to acquire stuff. Like they need to kind of spread the wealth a little bit, not the wealth, but spread their offering a little bit more. Again, Bungie wasn't a consideration, but Bungie's operating on their own, so it's not really all the way there, and they're not touching something like Call of Duty. They need to get something else in to kind of satiate the profit margin that they're looking for to fund everything else that they're trying to do. And it's a tough ass spot to be in, you know what I mean? But I will tell you this right now, back to the gamer side, I want as little live service as possible. Just keep giving me that damn single player. I could give a damn about these live service games, but that's just me. I don't want to, I know where my time is. I know how I want to invest my time. I don't want to be sunk into, you know, this one ongoing game for like 700 hours trying to, again, like build up some things event over event. That's my personal taste, but it is what it is at this point. PlayStation, they gotta find their way out, bro. They're in a tough little spot right now. You know what I'm saying? Not the toughest because they're fucking PlayStation. They literally they run the market basically. You know what I'm saying? They're still up there, but it's a weird outlook. That's what I should say, because the tides can turn on them very quickly in the span of a few years.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, shit is tough, but it is what it is, man. Pushing on forward, we had some news on Assassin's Creed Japan Project Red, and we have heard word that their male protagonist could be reportedly based on the African samurai named Yasuke. Or Yasuke. Well, I say Yasuke, but it's whatever. Maybe the main character is going to be the Black Samurai Yasuke. You know what I'm saying? What do we think? I don't know.
I think this is cool, but this isn't even like, I think it's really cool. The only issue I have with it is like I feel like I've been dying for the Assassin's Creed going to Japan storyline for so long, and I don't want them to like. I wanted it to be like a ninja or something along those lines. You know, I just always dreamed. I always thought of it being like just an Asian culture. I just don't want them to use Yasuke's story. Like, I don't want them to make a Yasuke or Yasuke game and like just throw him in a hood. That's like what I don't want to happen. I want it to be like an Assassin's Creed game or a Yasuke game, but I feel like they're using this to get people to play this game outside of like just making a good Assassin's Creed game in Japan. Like, that's my concern. Yeah. I don't want them to like what's the word for it? I don't want them to kind of use a bait and switch. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, it's about him, and we're using all of his story and all that stuff. But he's also got a hood, and maybe there's a Templar around. You never know, like that type shit.
Yeah, no, I hear it. On one side, can we just do a rain check on how many black people who are knowledgeable on Yasuke at Ubisoft? Can we just get a rain check on how many people are there to consult on that, or if they've reached out to people who are knowledgeable on that, who are black people, can we just get some checks on that, please, just real quick before we continue on with development? I just want to make sure that's there, because if he got the Skyrim Redbeard braids or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying, or just one like a pixelated ass afro, it doesn't really fit nothing, we're gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna look right in the light. That's all I'm saying, for one. And two, this is nice. It caught my eye. I will agree. It did catch my eye, and it's something I would be interested in playing. But I'm telling you this. I'll tell you, every time I see Assassin's Creed Japan, every day that you do not drop is one day closer that Ghost of Tsushima 2 is going to steal every single ounce of thunder you have. And this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. Word to Paul Heyman. Like, this is some real stuff right here, bro. The closer you are to dropping is the closer, you know what I'm saying, Ghost of Tsushima 2 is from dropping and dunking on your head. Because people, I'm telling you, I can see it right now, and I've been saying it ever since. They're going to drop in the same proximity, or at least they're going to get announced fully in the same proximity. And when you see everybody flock to one side and go to Ghost of Tsushima, because Ghost of Tsushima, everybody been waiting on, they've been stamped, approved, this is what we wanted. They've already done the concept. They about to do it even better now in the second time around. Like, it's gonna be a scary sight. Not even Yasuke can save it. Not even Yasuke can save that, bro. And Yasuke might even get done well. But word to the Netflix show, he might not even get done well. So it's a very topsy-turvy time, and I'm interested to see what comes of it. Again, I want this AC Japan game to be great. I want Project Red to be great. I want Yasuke to be great. I want this to come out fantastic. But y'all gotta cover y'all bases and pray Ghost of Tsushima 2 do not drop in a close proximity to y'all, because it can be scary.
Yeah.
Man, crazy, man. But yeah, outside of that, we had Sega pop up in the news, and they was puffing their chests out. They was like, hey, y'all, listen, we got some news. Sega said our super game, man, our first super game, big budget, big everything, is on track to release by March 2026 with an expected budget of over $800 million. That's crazy. They said it was like multiple systems and, you know, cutting edge AAA, like, you know, experiences that they've been trying to leverage, all that technology. They're putting it all into this thing. So question would be, what do you think it is? And I guess, how do you feel about them putting all this effort into this one super game?
I think it's interesting because Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth drops in January, so like that's the super game. I think they got their time wrong. Everybody knows it's January. That's the only super game we have to about. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is. I'm scared. I feel like it's a lie. Like, that's like, I don't know what this super game is. $800 million, and we never heard anything about it. What could it possibly be? It, like, the only thing. No, Sega didn't make that. I was gonna say Marvel vs. Capcom, but Sega didn't make that. It was just on a Sega Dreamcast. That's like, I don't know what they could own that would be that big. $800 million. Is it a MMO? Is it like, I feel like it should be. Well, not should be. I feel like it has to be live service if it's gonna be a super game. Like, I don't know what they're planning over there. I don't think it is.
800 million, almost $1 billion. It has to involve Sonic, bro. Let's be real. It has to involve Sonic. There's no way.
I'm not sure either. You know, like, is this a new Persona game? I think Sega publishes Persona games, but even then, I don't think that. Like, I like some of the Persona games. Why is this shit $800 million?
800 million. That's just gonna last like 60 million hours. No.
Yeah.
No.
Like, it can't possibly be that either. So it's like, what are y'all cooking back there?
Bro, it has to be Sonic, bro. They're not investing $800 million worth of something, and it's not Sonic.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If they do that shit with Sonic, I'm gonna get your money back. You could have did this shit for half the price, and the Sonic fans would have still bought it.
Yep, that's true.
Like, is it Shadow the Hedgehog 2, but it's like GTA style?
Sonic,
like, you just
Sonic, like the whole remade Sonic Adventure or some shit like that. It's gonna be like I'm telling you, something in my gut, it has to be Sonic, bro. Something in my gut tells me it has to be Sonic. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They wouldn't. Me personally, I don't think they put 800 million plus on the cutting edge technology, some of the best of what they got from all over in terms of tech, to build a game that isn't their mascot, their front runner, the person that they want to put in the masthead. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Sonic.
I just don't, and the reason I don't think it is just because like I can't imagine a Sonic game being that expensive.
No.
You know, like
they gonna find some way to up them prices.
And it's not like a dragon because they literally are coming out with a game in January. So it's just like, is it Total War?
I mean, is it 800 million for Total War?
That's what I'm saying. It can't be that either because those games are so niche.
No.
I would love that, but it wouldn't be. It would make sense.
Again, off of brand name and marketing alone, it has to be Sonic. And
yeah, you're not wrong, but I don't want you to be right.
Again, I don't want to be right either because how the hell they gonna get the 800 million back? That's my question.
I'm not paying for like I don't even.
That's my question.
I like some of the Sonic games. I really do.
It must be Sonic and Mario and Kratos and everybody in existence at the Olympic Games or something like that, because that's the only way they're gonna get their money back if it's name value and everybody's in it. That's all I know. Like, what is it, bro? That is such a mystery to me. But my gut tells me it has to be Sonic, bro. It has to be Sonic related. There's no other ifs, ands. There's no question. There's no question. It has to be something Sonic.
The phrase like super game is also very confusing because I feel like that to me sounds very MMO like. It sounds like when you say super game, it's like a game that you could play forever, which is an MMO or a crazy sandbox game.
I think they mean it in the context of like how GTA is, how they broke $1 billion, like literally just like a AAA scale game, but they just supercharged it with the latest technology. And it's like oh, the next iteration of how games are, the tippity top of, you know, AAA development, because they have so many processes and resources and technologies involved in making it. That's what I perceived it as.
Is it maybe Phantasy Star? I don't know.
Fantasy Star? They're not spending anime on Fantasy Star.
I don't know, Tripp, but they're not supposed to be spending 800 million anyways.
I mean, it's true. It's true.
Like, what do you mean?
Listen, I don't know where they getting that money, but listen. We'll see. We'll see in time. They're saying March 2026, and hopefully we'll see something in the next year or so about what this game actually is. But pushing on here to IO Interactive and them working on the Bond project, Project 007. They had some, you know what I'm saying, some things to say about it. They had explained that the tone of the game is going to be closer to more like, you know, Daniel Craig in terms of Bond and Roger Moore. Had a more scripted experience than Hitman. Again, a lot more linear story paths and what you can do in that game. And it just confirmation that we got as well that it's going to be third-person action, so we can actually see, you know, again, that perspective of it, similar to how Hitman was. Honestly, what are your thoughts on how this game is going to pan out?
I think it's just gonna be ass, but
hey, really?
I don't like movie-based games, and I know that it's not necessarily based on any specific Bond movie, but I know the right people who the right people for the job for this game. I think IO has a really good hold on it. But I'm just like, man, the more I hear about like, oh, it's gonna be like Daniel Craig, it's gonna be like XYZ, I'm just like, man, I don't know if I like this. But Hitman they are the perfect people for this game. I don't know. I feel like this is just a curse when it comes to licensed games. And there are some pretty solid James Bond games that didn't suck. Obviously, GoldenEye is like a classic. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. There's something in my heart's telling me that this isn't gonna be good. It could just be the hater in me today. Like, I might hear this news tomorrow and be like, oh, actually, no, maybe I was wrong about that. But I wanted them to go there. I wanted them to go their own route. I don't really want them to even like talk about anything. Like, I don't want it to be Daniel Craig anything. I want it to be their own thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like their own Bond, I think it's not really necessarily based on a specific person. I think it's just like the tone they wanted to go for. But yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. And I believe it will be a good game because it is IO. And I listen, again, it's tough, the stigma around movie license, again, a movie IP or again, like book license things coming into games. That's tough. But Shrek Super Slam begs to differ. That's all I'm going to say. Shrek Super Slam begs to differ. You know what I'm saying? Classics can be made for movies, man. That's all I gotta tell you. It can be done. It can be done. But we're gonna keep it pushing here. Damn, I wish Kai was here. I wanted to, oh man, give him an earful about this. We finally got an actual trailer, an actual gameplay for the post-apocalyptic open world MMO survival game the day before. It's dropping in early access on December 7th. It actually is not a Ponzi scheme. It's not some type of money laundering scheme, you know what I'm saying, from you know, their whole team and stuff over there. It actually is a thing. But from this trailer, what'd you make of it?
Still not playing it. It looks interesting. I just seen too much of this game already, I feel. Like, I've seen so much to the point where I'm just like, I think it would be fun. And I think it's gonna be interesting, but I'm not very much this kind of game isn't really for me too much. I think I need to do a little bit more of a deep dive, and maybe like I'll let Kai play and I'll ask him what his thoughts are on it. But like, I like PvE, I like PvP. When it comes together, very rarely am I satisfied with the end result. Sometimes it can be really cool, but if I'm playing this game and I'm out here getting spawn trapped, I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna hold my breath and I'm gonna let the homies tell me like what the game is feeling like, what it's shaking up to be, and I'm gonna keep a close eye on it because I think it has a lot of potential. But the fact that it's got delayed this many times, it's been just like, I honestly didn't think it was ever gonna come out. I truly did not believe they were ever gonna come out.
Bro, this shit was approaching Star Citizen territory. It was approaching Star Citizen territory very, very quickly. I was like, okay. Even worse because we didn't get no gameplay of it from like anywhere until now. So there was that. But I let me say this. Honestly, there are some redeemable qualities about how this game looks and how it plays. At least from what I'm seeing. I like that. You know, sometimes games can take itself either too seriously or maybe there's a bit of a limiter on what they place on the world. But from the cars, you can either buy or create or whatever, you can craft or blah blah blah, race through the city to, you know, fast travel or do whatever you need to the homestead stuff. There's enough here to, again, create a good gameplay loop, a good gameplay experience that you can constantly come back to. One thing I also like, their UI is simplistic, and for MMOs, that is like my most like hated thing. I hate the overstimulation. I can't understand what is where because there's so many options, menus, and all that stuff. Again, blame me and my attention span or whatever, but just sometimes it's overwhelming to look at everything. But looking through the trailer, everything felt simplistic. Everything felt pretty straightforward. It felt in its place. It felt easy to access. It felt approachable. And that's one of the things that I can take away from this, that if I jump into it, at least there's a lot of approachable things about it where I don't have to feel overwhelmed and stuck in the same spot trying to figure out how to get to one freaking mission or one spot on the other side of town. Like, it feels palatable, and I like that. But outside of that, you know, again, the gunplay looked pretty straightforward. They're cool with the realism, but I don't know how well that's gonna feel when I actually play it. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just glad it's a real thing and we don't have to, again, like roast Kai every time we see him for this. You know what I'm saying? At least he can find solace in the fact that this is like an existing, like it's a tangible thing, and you know what I'm saying, he can enjoy it hopefully. So we'll see how it pans out in real time. But I'm not mad at what they showed.
Yeah, no, I think it has potential, but like with how bad this development cycle has been, it's kind of hard for me to really be super excited for this game.
Yeah, I hear it. It's gonna take some adjustment to get to and really see the value in. So we'll figure it out. I hear it. But yeah. Oh my gosh. I had to yawn first. Damn it. Oh man, but you can rate this 5 stars and make you feel young again. That's what you can do. Damn it. I was gonna say, but let me move on. Let's go to the trailer trove and talk about more watchable media, some of the stories that we've seen from this week. Again, we haven't even talked about it. Like we've been out honestly since the strikes have ended officially and stuff. So yeah, everybody's been back in action, been scrambling and all that stuff. Shout out to people getting they just do. Hopefully the deal that they got was, again, worth the wait, worth all the struggle and stuff, just to make sure they good, bro. We want to see good shit happen. We want to see good shit be made, and very much contingent and tied with that is people being taken care of in the industry. So shout out to that. Let's get to this first story though. Marvel Spotlight has been announced. So basically this is just kind of the umbrella term, or the umbrella housing for all of the street level grounded character driven stories that are basically just gonna and kind of hone in on some of the other characters, the outside characters, the the main big, people who are going to be focused in on the MCU story going forward. And the first project of Marvel Spotlight is Echo, and we got the first official trailer earlier this month, showing off again a little bit of Daredevil, a lot of bit of Echo, some of Kingpin, aka Wilson Fisk. The show's gonna be TVMA, so it's gonna be a little bit grittier. Show some of the the blood, some of the gunshots. Some of the Marvel fans are pissing their pants, like, yo, this is the most bloody thing we've ever seen in our lives. Oh my gosh! And it's gonna be a different feel to what we've seen for most of the MCU so far. But how'd you make of Marvel Spotlight and Echo?
I think it's a cool idea of like being, I'm not gonna make an entire extended thing for every individual person. I feel like small, so they're just like limited series is what I'm assuming. I think that's perfect because we don't need WandaVision. Like, I don't think we need extended looks into things. I watched a documentary that was 3 episodes long the other day. Phenomenal. I got everything that I wanted. The story was done great. It was amazing. I could name you a bunch of limited series that stick with me till this day. I don't think everything needs to be an extended series with all these extra bells and whistles. Like, just give me the good stuff and let's keep it pushing. As for that, Echo looks pretty alright. Am I gonna watch it? Probably not. You already know how I feel about Marvel TV shows. But I'm more open to limited series than like, oh man, is Moon Knight gonna get another season? It might not. Like, it might literally just be I feel like that's a character that could have been this and then maybe added to another thing. Maybe give him another season in the Spotlight franchise. Like, oh, we're gonna do another like run of Moon Knight. Like, that's cool, but it doesn't need to be like, we don't need every show to be an established series. Like, sometimes it's just like, it's okay to just visit a story and then leave it.
Yeah, I agree. And as long as you put quality into it, I'm not mad at it. Again, they're gonna do their MCU weaving and stuff probably, but I just want these shows to be good first and foremost, bro. We just want good shit. I don't care what you tie it to or what you don't tie it to at the end of the day. If you make good stuff, I'm going to sit up in my seat, get the popcorn ready and watch. I will be there. But it just it's up to them. It's up to them at this point, bro. Again, people are kind of at this crossroads with the MCU where like they're gassing out. They've kind of lost that steam. Their invincibility frames, you know what I'm saying? Their spawn protection is off. It's off now. They can be shot. They can be got at, and they don't feel invincible anymore. This ain't Endgame MCU. Again, they're still trying to find their footing amidst all the craziness that's happened, with either cast members or just people not rocking with the shows as much or blah blah blah. They're coming under more scrutiny than ever before. And again, it's down to a lot of different factors, but I will say this: I do like that they're at least giving a bit of an aside to the street level people and giving that designation just to, again, parse it out, because blurring the lines and just saying, hey, have this show, when all they're thinking about in their heads, or all consumers are thinking about, is, oh, who's the next Thanos, who's the next crazy this level threat. At least putting that label on it to show, hey, Spotlight, this is more grounded stuff, is going street level, this is going to be a bit more down to earth, at least gives it that disclaimer so people can come in with better intentions and not expect the crazy outer worldy shit that you get in, like, the top line or the top shelf bigger budget MCU shows. At least I like that label. In terms of the Echo trailer, I was interested. Honestly, I'm interested, and honestly a lot of it is down to the fact that it is TVMA, and I'm hoping that this opens the floodgates to bring more, again, somewhat mature shows and mature themes to certain MCU properties. And you hit the nail on the head. Moon Knight specifically, within reason. Again, I would most of this shit is for kids, so let it be for kids. But some things that do have that gravitas to bring in more TVMA stuff, like, again, a Moon Knight, a Punisher, a Blade is gonna be a movie, but you know what I'm saying, like a rated R or something like that, or upper rated thing. give them the license to express that creatively. You know what I mean? You can't, I don't want them to be mired just because they have the MCU tag on it, that they have to be PG-13 and below and stuff like that. If a show warrants it, and if a show's themes and source material and how you want to execute the vision warrants that, they should be able to execute that. And I'm glad that, you know, now that we have more of that tag on it, we're able to start moving in that direction. I hope that continues for a lot of the spotlight shows that come through. But yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm a gear everything and watch once, at least one time. You know what I'm saying? I might be behind. It might be like 5 years later, but I still watch it. But you know, I'm interested.
Yeah, you let me know how those go, and I will decide on what. I have to try Loki because Josh will not let me live that down. So I have to try that show.
Yeah,
Loki's the only. Ever get to that.
Loki's the only one I would say. I would fully say fate of the universe on the line. The death beam is pointed at us from the Martians. We got one show, one shot to say when this is actually a decent show. It's Loki.
We'll see. I'll let you know whenever I watch it. I'll report back.
Fair. All right, cool. But yeah, moving on from one set of shows to the next, we got our first live action trailer for Yu Yu Hakusho. The live action adaptation has been revealed and set for December 14th to drop on Netflix. What did you make, man? How'd you see this?
Them boys at Netflix are doing the impossible. That's what I felt when I was watching. I was like, you guys are making me excited for live action anime. That's kind of bold of you. Like I watched the One Piece show. It's not bad. I'm not fully done, but it's not bad. I watched this and I was like, this isn't bad. This doesn't look bad either. This looks kind of crazy. There are some things that, as like a fan, I am not super happy about. Like, where's the cool bar of Pompadour? Like, sure, certain things I'm just like a little about. But visually, from what I saw, it does look pretty saucy. It looks pretty damn saucy, in my opinion. You're the negative one? This is interesting. I cannot wait to hear.
This is, I will say this one time. This doesn't look as bad as I thought. But even though it doesn't look as bad as I thought, either the trailer didn't show enough of what I was looking for, or it's not there. I'm hoping it's the former, not the latter, but some of the characterization, I felt like some of it was overly dramatic. If you see what I'm saying, like there wasn't that little spirit of, you know Yusuke. He's gonna the characterization of some of those people. Again, like I know me and how I view Yu Yu Hakusho. Again, it's one of my favorite fucking animes ever. Literally in my top 3. It's my favorite. It's literally my favorite of all time. Honestly, if we go and keep it a stack, it may change slightly between like 2 others, but this typically stays number 1. Like the characterization of certain characters. Again, I haven't seen it. Again, it's a trailer, so I'm not mad at it didn't show me that, but I'm just hoping that it is there on the other side to where we see the full range of how Yusuke is. You know what I'm saying? He's a punk kid. He's an asshole. He's gonna make jokes. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do that and convey that. Cool Bar was going to be a bit more of an airhead. Like just from the trailer, it just felt all drama. It felt all drama, all like da 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 da. I'm like, if that's the tone y'all going for, I don't know if I'm all the way on board with it. I got to see how it pans out, but I'll reserve judgment on that point until later. I just want to see how the characterization is exactly, but everything else, I'm not mad at it. I'm not too mad at it. Again, how can you really make Toguro? How can you really make a Toguro in real life? Again, and not Toguro Senior. Toguro Senior actually looked like decent. Toguro Junior. How do you make a Toguro in real life unless the man's like, again, like from, like, I'm about to say, what was it? What's that one show on Netflix, like The Strongest 100 or something like that?
Yeah.
How do you make somebody cut like that? You know what I'm saying? In real life, that's damn near impossible. They doing the best they could, and I'm not mad at how that guy looks. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty good Toguro Jr. I'm not mad at that.
Did you see, did you see him when he was fighting? Because I felt like
he looked stronger. Yeah, he looked buffer.
It might be a little bit. Yeah, he might grow in size.
Yeah. I expect him to. It's just like, I guess that. Just the facial structure and stuff. Like it's not like a 100-1 match, but yeah, he definitely looked like he was gonna get bulkier and like, you know, again, level up and get hit close to 100% and shit like that. We'll see, but I will say that it's not as bad as I thought, which I cannot say the same for one of my other favorite shows, Cowboy Bebop. So we'll move. We will move forward. That's fine. All right, pushing on here. It seems like this series is really hitting into overdrive because John Wick director Chad Stahelski, he's teased that there's gonna be a John Wick anime as well as a brand new TV series in the works. So a whole lot more John Wick is coming from a whole lot of different angles. Damn, we not stopping anytime soon. The train's just picking up. How you feel about this?
I think this is a smart call, honestly. I think the John Wick universe is a universe that they can actually extend into. It's not like Fast and Furious where it's like, damn, and do we need 20 movies of this? Like, you could really branch out and go to different cities. Like, as we saw in some of the John Wick movies, I still have to watch the last one, but like, there's different, like there's different, what are they called? Like the hotels in place. Like, there's different areas that you can go to, different people you can follow. I'm sure John Wick isn't the only legendary killer in this franchise. I'm sure there's other people who have like very interesting like stories and shit like that. Like you could do a lot in this franchise. So I think that having them as an animated show for me would be better, just because like I love Keanu Reeves. How many years can he keep pumping these out? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point are we gonna get to the point where we're like, yo, he's getting a little too old for this? And I don't really want to see that happen. But like, if you have an animated series, you could go for a long time. Like, look at One Piece. So I think that this is probably a good step. I wish a lot more franchises would just like, hey, why don't we just do things? Why don't we just put things in the animated space? Like, I hate that like animation is so scary. It's like so scary to people. But John Wick animated TV show, absolutely. Give me 12 of those. Give me different different sections. Give me somebody in the cartel. Give me somebody in friggin' Russia. Like, you could do so much. So please keep them coming.
I ain't gonna lie, again, like, you know, the general consensus, like, let's put a chill on universes in general, but again, John Wick is one where it makes sense. If you give me if you give me an anthology anime series, if you're gonna give you like an anthology of select killers from select hotels around the world and how they operate business in their areas of the world, that will be a crazy thing, kind of like a Love, Sex, and Robots or Love, Death, and Robots thing. You know what I'm saying? Love, Death, and Robots, or what's it called, or Star Wars Visions, where it's like you're giving perspective of different killers. You can even go so far as to do different time periods of you know, the Continental and other hotels and stuff that are there. Like, that would be cool. Like, this is actually a franchise that makes sense to expand, because there's so many killers that we've ran into, and you gave us this whole premise of the high table and how they operate and how long they've existed. So it's easy to kind of go off the beaten path and create something new in that lane. And again, as long as the action is there, as long as the heart of the action and people getting, you know what I'm saying, getting shot, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better term, is there's gonna be a good time to be had. So I just hope they can keep it up with the quality of story, you know what I'm saying, with just the quality of action most specifically, and just some of the characters. You know what I'm saying? We want it to be fun. We want it to be action packed. That's what we want. So fair.
Yeah. I also think that it's just like, because I'm a fan of like Payday, and like John Wick is technically canon in that universe. Which is still wild to me. Yeah, no, it's bananas. I watched a 4-hour-long video. Some of there's multiple times I was watching them, I was like making food, and I was like, damn, hold on, it's like I gotta go back. What is going on now? But I think that it'd be sick if like those like stories of like Payday where you play through in the game, it's like, what if we see that in this show? Like, there's just there's so much you could do with this franchise. It's not even funny. And if they really like branch out, like, oh my god, me personally, like, John Wick could become like a new version of the Expendables, and that's not in a bad way, but in the sense of like
a good mashup.
Exactly. Like, we could bring in like
actually you know what I'm saying, relevant non-old people.
Exactly. Like, you could keep it fresh. Like, there's just so much you could do with this franchise. It could be like the new James Bond in a sense. Like, you could bring a new actor in to play whatever. I love the animated series. I just love, like, I'm really a big fan of how they're doing this franchise and like expanding it, because it is a universe that could foster a lot of cool movies and people.
Yeah, no, I hear it, man. This could be one of the ones for real. They cook it right. This could be one of the ones. Oh man, but speaking of one, this one was, it was honestly coming. I could have felt this was happening, but the execution of this is going to be interesting. Live action Legends of Zelda movie. There's going to be a live action Legend of Zelda movie. Let me say it one more time like Dr. Umar. There's going to be a live action Legend of Zelda movie. It's in the works. Nintendo have announced this. It's being produced by Nintendo, Arad Productions. Again, Arad Productions have had some dominion in the MCU. They've done some of the Spider-Verse movies. Apparently Wes Bell is directing, which is the dude from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is like insane. Sony's also chipping in to help, get this movie financed. Like, what? When?
Yeah. So I can't wait to see Tom Holland on the big screen.
Oh my goodness gracious! No!
As Link, it's gonna be pretty sick. Timothy Chalamet could be one of the dudes from the Water Tribe. Like, I think it would all work in my mind. This just simply works. It just simply works. We get like Robert Downey Jr. to be like the king of Hyrule that disappears at the beginning of the movie.
I absolutely hate it here. I hate it here. There's no way.
Oh man. No, but in all seriousness, I do think that this is going to be an interesting movie. I can't wait to see what they come up with. I don't really want, like, contrary to popular belief, I don't really want Tom Holland to be Link. I think this kind of a movie, you need somebody young and you need somebody who's willing to do it for a long time, because there's a lot of cool Link stories you could do, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Link talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because he doesn't talk.
Everything
he's a silent protagonist. Yeah, exactly. Like, what are we gonna do here? So it's gonna be interesting how they go about this. I don't doubt that it'll be good. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. It's funny that Sony's putting their hat into this, because they're like, hey, we need, I don't know, like, hi Sony, I thought y'all didn't like Nintendo. This is a very interesting move on their part, like they're like, yo, we know this is gonna be a bag. We need parts of this bag. We need it now. What do you need for us to do to make this happen with y'all? Like, hey, let's forget about the past. Let's worry about the future.
I'm dead, bro. It's just, what the hell? What are we gonna do about Link talking? Is that a thing? We're gonna make that happen, or is that just not a thing that we're not gonna make happen? I have so many questions over this, but again, they already got the floodgates are open for Mario, bro. The floodgates are open. We know how much money they made off of Mario, so it's like every major IP, you're getting involved, bro. You're getting in. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some from Nintendo, bro. Like, I don't know. I have no clue, but I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the ride. Just give me the Wind Waker Island, song in the what's it called? The Dragon Roost Island. Give me that in the soundtrack and I'll be okay. I'll be fine. That's literally that's my only requirement at this point, because I don't know what to expect. Give me Dragon Roost Island song and I'll be okay. What the hell? I don't know anymore, bro. This movie game is wild. Freaking Tom Holland, man, sick bastard. Anyways, I'll move it on to the last story of the trailer trove here. I saved probably one of the best for last, man. One of the best for last. Avatar: The Last Airbender. The trailer has dropped. We have live action footage of the Avatar. How are we feeling?
It looks alright. Doesn't look terrible. That's how I feel. It's one of those, like, I'll give it a watch or two. I'm not really super like excited for it, because I already have the animated series. If I really want to watch it again, I'll watch that. I do think that Netflix's like work in CGI has been really good these past couple of like iterations, so I do think they're probably gonna cook when it comes to like the fighting and the action scenes. So I think the right people have it. Like, I think if you're gonna make a live action TV show from an animated series, honestly, right now, and I know that we've only seen One Piece, right? We've only seen One Piece. Obviously, they fumbled the bag stupid hard with Cowboy Bebop. But when it comes to things with like really good action, I think they may be the best ones to do it right now. Right, and I would love to be proven wrong, if anybody in the comment section says, hey, actually, you should watch XYZ. Oh no, good live action. Oh, please don't post that in the comment section. I would hate to have to watch cool movies.
Oh, I'm so scared. Oh.
Right. Like but I think it's gonna be an interesting. I think they kind of are in a good space when it comes to making action. Will they be able to translate all like the moments from Avatar into this? I don't think it would be impossible, because it's not like, when it comes to like Cowboy Bebop, some of the stylizing is like out of this world, right? Like it's so crazy. Like even just some of the still moments in that show, it's just like it's like moving art. With Avatar, it's like it was a kid show, so it's not hard to translate. It's literally just like pull it and plug it in, because it's not supposed to be super complex. A lot of the stuff is like very surface level. It gets deeper when you think about it, but it's not hard to enjoy, kind of thing. Whereas like Cowboy Bebop, there were episodes I would watch Cowboy Bebop, and after every episode I gotta like step away, because I was like, oh, hold on a second, let me like digest this. With like Avatar, I could just marathon through it because I enjoy it, and then later I can be like, oh, you know what, I didn't even think about that. That's actually pretty cool that they did XYZ. So I think they're in good hands, but of course I've been wrong before.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Again, this is one where it hurts me, because I've been betrayed before by Avatar in live action. I've been betrayed before. You know this. They know this. I know what M. Night Shyamalan did. I know what he did. Still can't forget it. Got the scar to match. It's been a long time since I've trusted anybody to do anything with any shred of Avatar, but looks decent. I'm not gonna lie. I think they got a lot of set pieces down. The waterbenders could have been a little bit darker skinned, but you know, who's counting?
No, for sure.
There
are definitely some things to point out. There are things that suck.
Yeah, definitely some things there, but some of the general gist of it, again, I'm seeing it. Zuko looked pretty good again. These people are kids. They're like 12, 13, so I get that they're going to be a little bit on the younger side, because they were literally kids when they started this whole journey, and that's how it's going to be. I just need to hear more of the dialogue from some of the characters to really get a feel for how they're taking to the roles. But again, in terms of the visual, what I was seeing, like, it looked really good. Momo was looking good. Apple was looking good. The actual, again, just the movements and the action of it and stuff that we got so far from those snippets, it's good. I just need to see it flowing all in real time, bro. If it takes 6 people to lift one rock, I'm gonna punch a wall, bro. I'm gonna punch a wall. If you dare go back to the shambles that was that crazy lot. I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to fully say that name of that old ass movie that deserves to be in the lowest ring of hell, because I don't know what the hell that was. We just got to make sure that this hits right. It's coming out in February 22nd. And I think they got a good shot. From what I've seen so far, they have a good shot. I just need y'all to I hope y'all nailed it. I really hope y'all did, man. That's all I gotta say. Keep it calm. And on to the piece de resistance. Our final topic of the day, the main story. We saw the Game Awards nominees. They've been revealed. They have been they've been shown. We now have our confirmed picks for all the different categories across all these different games, across all these different, again, series, IPs, categories for 2023. We've got a star-studded, jam-packed, hotly contested Game Awards season ahead of us, man. First and foremost, generally, well, I guess, how do you feel about the lay of these different categories and stuff? There's been a lot of discourse about, again, certain indie games not being indie games, which, again, technically by the letter of the law they aren't. Certain things maybe getting excluded. Starfield not really getting too many crazy nominations up there. How'd you feel about some of the outside things before we get to some of the categories themselves and talking about them?
I think that the gaming community does not respect fighting games enough. I think that for a fact. I will believe that till the day I die until I see real change. And the reason I say this is just like, I mean, Sifu was the first indicator, was like the first red flag where I should have seen that being like something's wrong here. But like, you're telling me, I cannot fathom Street Fighter 6 not getting nominated for Game of the Year. I understand there were some amazing games on this list. Do not get me the fuck wrong. But I genuinely cannot understand how that game didn't get nominated for Game of the Year. and it's quite telling of the space. I want more diversity in the people making decisions for these games, because I think a lot of the time, a lot of the games that get recognized are like really like it's like fucking the people who can't make movies. Like it's like everybody wants like movie style video games, and there are just certain video games that are just so fucking good at doing what they do that just get swept under the rug.
Facts.
Like Street Fighter is an amazing fighting game. Is it the best fighting game I ever played? No, I'm saying that no, I'm not. Because I'm trying to think of a better one, and I can't really think of one. There are problems with Street Fighter, but the fact that like this didn't get nominated is like, to me, is absurd. I don't know. I know how this voting thing goes. I don't know who has control, who gets to vote. I think a couple of them don't need that power. I think, you know, I definitely don't think the people should have a choice. I don't think the general population should have a choice. Like I'm all for freedom of speech outside of video games, because some of y'all are stupid, and I don't think you should be allowed to vote. Like there's just certain questions that I think need to be answered before you're able to say, oh, this is the best game of the year. Like, hey man, what games do you play? I only play 2K and Street Fighter. Not Street Fighter. I play 2K and Call of Duty. That guy gets to vote. He gets to tell me Alan Wake 2 isn't as good as Spider-Man 2, because Spider-Man 2 you could web swing and you can't web swing in Alan Wake 2. Like that's what some people will say. Like some people will sit there and be like, but the web swinging, like Baldur's Gate doesn't have web, it's turn-based. Like some people will look at you dead in your face, say Baldur's Gate 3 I don't think should win because it's turn-based. I don't think this game should win because it's in a different genre than I like. Like that's the motherfuckers who get a voice. And now they're only 10%. I still think that's a big percent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could use your phone at 10% still. Like, it's still a viable option. Like, we gotta give them like a 2% margin. You know, like that's what I think.
Just enough to keep them scared. Just enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like enough for the people who actually care will be like, I'm gonna still throw my vote in because that might be the deciding factor. But not fucking Joe Schmo being like, hey,
yeah, the ones that'll be careful.
Like, I liked. Because the thing is, I can't even talk shit about a lot of these games because they're all really good except for Spider-Man 2. I really don't think that should be up there. But I am not a big fan of some of the things that were chosen.
Yeah, I hear it, man. We're gonna get into some of those choices and that in a bit. We can run through some of these. We're not doing all of them. Yeah, 100%. I was literally gonna get to the ones I'm gonna skip right now. I'm skipping best esports event, best esports coach, best esports team, best esports athlete, best esports game, content creator of the year, most anticipated game, best adaptation, best multiplayer, best family, best community support, independent game, mobile game, VR AR. I'm about to say, yeah. Audio design, can we skip that?
Yeah, wait. Best independent. That's best indie, ain't it?
Yes. I didn't say, yeah, we're not skipping that.
Oh, we're not skipping that.
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, I glossed over that one. We're not skipping that one. We're going into that one.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. Yeah. I think we could skip. Yeah.
And none of these are. I'll go from the bottom up on the category thing. If people are following along, they're looking at the Game Awards site. I'll go from the bottom up to the game of the year and just go skip over the ones accordingly. And then we again, some of them will be quick fire. Some of them will probably give more time to. But let's run through it real quick.
If you want our opinions on a specific genre that we're skipping, let us know in the comment section. We do not mind going back. But you gotta tell us. You gotta tell us, hey, I need to know which best family y'all think would have won, so I can laugh and then give you my genuine opinion.
That's facts. Like we can give y'all fully a designated video on every single category and walk through it and give our full-on predictions there. But we just want to give the highlights for this episode. But if y'all want that, comment that, man. Let us know. We can start. Wait, what was best adaptation? Was that just the shows? Yeah, it was just shows. I don't care. I don't care about that. Let's move to.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be Last of Us, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% gonna be Last of Us. So we gotta move on. What was best multiplayer? What games were on best multiplayer?
Let's find out. I hate this website.
Yeah, best multiplayer: Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That's actually interesting. This is a weird thing where I feel like they might give something else other than normal. Look
at the spread. Look at the range on this. It's like this Baldur's Gate 3 is in the same place as Diablo 4, which is essentially MMO light. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And a part of me will still feel like they'll give it to Baldur's Gate 3.
I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 should even be in this category.
I don't think it should. I don't think, even though it has the multiplayer function.
Good multiplayer, it does,
yeah, but
that's not what it was made. Like, if they could have dropped this shit single player, people would have been like, "This is amazing. This is the best game in the world."
Yep. But a part of me is still gonna be like, it's probably gonna win that category, isn't it?
I think, including outstanding online multiplayer gameplay design, including massive experience. Damn, this is kind of tough. I think Party Animals has a really strong shot. I don't think it's gonna win, but I think Party Animals. I'm happy it's in here because I think it deserves.
No,
to be
I agree. Everybody's waiting on it, man. It actually dropped to a good reception.
It's because it also includes really interesting. Because I'm looking at the words gameplay design, like including massive multiplayer experience, like gameplay design. I think it is definitely through and through a multiplayer game. I kind of, fuck it. I'm gonna put Party Animals on there. I'm gonna throw Party Animals on. I'm gonna say Party Animals. The reason I say Party Animals is because this is one of the only games on this list that if you play this shit by yourself, it's not gonna work. But when you play it with people, it is absolutely phenomenal. Every other game on here, you can play by yourself, still get a good experience. Party Animals, I think, truly is through and through all about the multiplayer experience, and I think it has the best potential for multiplayer. Me personally speaking.
Word. No,
and I love Street Fighter.
I hear. I think Baldur's Gate might just sweep up if somehow it might get stuff. I think it probably will too. I think it might sweep up though. But yeah, that's fair on that category. We can head out to the next one up. We're gonna skip. Go to best fighting game. We go into best fighting game, and then we had God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, All-Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6. If Street Fighter 6 doesn't win this category by a clear margin, something is wrong with the world.
Bro, and if Mortal Kombat wins, it's definitely a recency bias thing. I don't think Nick is gonna win. I think people will like Nick, but I don't think Nick is gonna win. It doesn't have that much buzz. But I think it will be if MK wins, it's definitely like a recency nostalgia mixture of epic proportions.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's no way, bro. You gotta pay for fatalities? No, get that out of here, bro.
Yeah, that's awful.
Nah, bro. We're not here for that, buddy. Take it easy. Nah. Street Fighter 6 clear. We can push on to best RPG. Again, best RPG, we had Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield. Again, outside of Game of the Year, this is probably the most stat category I've seen. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, these are some gas games.
This is tough. Again, I still think Baldur's Gate 3 is gonna sweep up.
No, it's Baldur's Gate 3. It's hands down Baldur's Gate 3. And the reason I say it's Baldur's Gate 3, it's not anybody's fault.
It's nobody's fault.
3, it's not even. And here's the thing: like, Baldur's Gate 3 is modeled after the game that created the role playing genre. Like, it is literally Dungeons and Dragons is role playing. Like, you can't sit here and play like fucking Michael Jordan in this category and people be like, that's not the GOAT of this lineup. You guys all are doing, we got Steph Curry's in here, you know what I'm saying? We got some good defensive players in here, but there's one person who's kind of doing it all. Actually, I don't know too much about basketball to be saying.
I mean, Michael Jordan's fair. I'm about to say.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the motherfucker who caught everybody's attention. This is the motherfucker that was like, yo, this is the guy. I'm sorry, it's Baldur's Gate. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's tough that everybody else got kind of cast in this area, but yeah, like,
if this would have been another year, y'all would have been cooking, but it's not. So yeah, take the nomination and be like, hey, we got this far.
Facts. I feel like this is gonna be the default for a lot of these categories. It's Baldur's Gate, man. It's Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough. After that, we had, what was in best action adventure? I can go. Oh, this is a toughie. This is also a toughie. We had for best action adventure, we had Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Holy hell, this is actually difficult.
This is a really good one.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Off rip. Be mad at me in the comment section. I understand. I'm not giving it to Resident Evil 4. I'm not giving it to Alan Wake. And the reason I say this, I'm leaning more on the adventure side. I'm leaning more on the adventure side than I am the action side. I think phenomenal games, but I gotta get it to Tears of the Kingdom. I really like Tears of the Kingdom. I think Tears of the Kingdom did what Spider-Man did on a better level. When I'm exploring these different areas and I'm using these mechanics that I've never really seen in a video game before. Like, it kind of was just like, to me, it was one of the best sequels I've ever seen. Like, it's definitely, when I think of like Spider-Man 2 was like a good sequel, Tears of the Kingdom is like what you would want your sequel to be. So good that you damn near think that it's like its own game. Like, it's the first, it's so fresh. I gotta play Resident Evil 4. I don't own it. I will at some point. I gotta tap into Resident Evil 4. I have 3. I gotta play 3. But
don't sleep, man. I really don't sleep.
No, I'm not sleeping. And this is no disrespect to them. The reason I'm putting Tears of the Kingdom is solely because I am leaning more into the adventure side of things. When I see, like, they say things like combat with traversal puzzle solving, that just screams Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
that is just the whole genre.
I'm gonna keep it a stacked bundle. I agree with you. I think Legend of Zelda might actually come out with the win in this category
by a slim margin.
Yeah, by
a slim margin.
I feel like they just, again, capture all of the elements of that category very, very well. Whereas, you know, maybe Resident Evil 4, again, traversal, you're just walking everywhere and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, it's not the craziest thing. Jedi Survivor, you got, again, like you got the again, you're walking, you're running, you're on the mounts and stuff like that, but it's not as dynamic as it possibly can be. The way you can move and do things in Tears of the Kingdom is overly dynamic. It makes no sense. The closest thing that comes in the ballpark in this category is Spider-Man 2, and even then, it's like, damn, the ways you can do it is a lot different. Like, and again, I personally praised, but Spider-Man 2's like traversal system.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's good. But
there's that on top of everything else, again, with the puzzle solving and all stuff like that. Even though I hate puzzles, it's still part of the element of this category. You have to acknowledge, like, I think it's Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom.
I like Spider-Man, but the problem, then this is the same issue I kind of have with Resident Evil. Spider-Man's like beauty comes from its predecessor. Like, the web swinging, all that shit was mastered in the first game, brought over. We got web suits, we got the tunnels. It's really, the traversal's different from one.
Yeah.
But what I love the most is the web swinging, and that's something that I got from the other game. So to say that, to give it to Spider-Man, but then to play something like Tears of the Kingdom where you're making fucking mechs for no reason, like, come on, bro. We can't sit here and pretend. I think it's got to be Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, no, I hear it, bro. I think it has to be as well. It has to be, man. Real quick, we run through best action game, which was set through for Armored Core 6 Fires, Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. Damn, this is also a pretty stacked category. I personally would say give it to Armored Core. I think this is an Armored Core win. Personally, I think it just might edge out the rest of the competition, even though Ghost Runner 2, I think, phenomenal action-wise. Hi-Fi Rush, phenomenal action-wise. Remnant 2, very underrated game, which I feel like, again, should have gotten a lot more plaudits this year, just by how it looked and how well it's been received and how well the final product came out. But I still think Armored Core got snubbed of any further talks again. Shout out to Kendall. Everybody hates mechs for some reason in the big talks in the mainstream, but I think they should take home action game.
Yeah, no, I actually really, really do enjoy Armored Core. It's so, like, when I think of action games, it definitely does hit me with that action feeling. But I feel bad not saying Hi-Fi Rush, but I think I'm gonna have to agree with you, because I think tough about going back to Armored Core and finishing it. I don't really think too much about going back to Hi-Fi Rush, not because it's a bad game. I think about one more than the other. I probably will tap into Hi-Fi Rush before the end of this year, honestly. I might give it another go around.
Yeah, no, fair is. Moving to best indie game.
Okay, thank God.
We had Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, Viewfinder. I'm gonna keep it a stack, man. This is actually a very difficult category again. Like, man, I've heard a lot of great things about Cocoon. Dave the Diver, people have been raving about. Viewfinder, I heard the least of, but for me, it's only one, man. Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars, man. That game, for at least for me personally, that game made me really like enjoy turn-based games again. And I don't normally play them like as often anymore. I just enjoy turn-based games. That it reopened my love for that genre, man. So my pick goes Sea of Stars.
I really love Dave the Diver, man. I'm playing that shit. Like, I literally play that shit before I go to sleep. I play that shit like it's my Bible. Like, it's right next to my bedstand. I'd be like, oh shit, let me get some time in on Dave. I think I gotta go with Sea of Stars too. I haven't even played the game, but I've only seen it. And I'm like, man, this looks like magnificent. And I've literally am considering starting it on stream, but I don't want to start it on stream because I know that it's 30 hours long. But damn, that game looks really good. I'm gonna go with Sea of Stars just because I think it's one of those games that makes people really reconsider the indie genre. Whereas like Dave the Diver is a phenomenal indie game, but I can see a lot of people discrediting it. Like, you can't discredit Sea of Stars, I think.
On some real, bro. Yeah, I call it that. For best community support, I wanted to do this in because this was hilarious to me. Oh, we have Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky. Why did they put Destiny 2 in there, dog? Why did?
Yeah, I don't know why they put Destiny 2 in here.
That's the only reason I wanted to mention this. We only had to pick a winner. I was just, why?
Yeah, so it's still No Man's Skies to the day I die. I'm sorry, but every time they drop an update, it's one more. It's on top of a mountain of updates they should have never given us. They don't need to do this. Like, they're free. Like, those motherfuckers are nice. But yeah, Destiny 2 being on here, Sony is greasing some palms over there, boy. Dog. I can, not them telling the community it's your fault. Like, and that's the community. Like, come on, bro. Oh shit, that's funny. Insane,
man. Insane. Oh my gosh, that's wild. Again, I'm not even picking a fucking winner. I just wanted to notice how high people were saying Destiny was in there. But we can move on to the big boys here. Best art direction: Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. This is tough. This is tough. Personally, you know what I want to go?
Go ahead, say it, because I think I got a little bit of a hot take here.
I'm going Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Interesting. That's not what I was gonna go.
That's my take. I just
no,
think,
that's a phenomenal take. Yeah.
All I will say is the way they were able to again warp what was known about Mario and the 2D side scrolling stuff, and just the application of what we knew and what we didn't know about this game. The new stuff that they added in on top of the elements that were already existing. Ridiculous amount of just damn near flawless execution, man. The Nintendo team, they know what they're doing, bro. When they know what they're doing, they know what they're doing. They know how to make a really just a game that pops, a game that just stands out at various levels. And to me, I think this was the best looking game throughout the effects, throughout just the places. Even though some of it was familiar, some of it was new, it just stuck out the most to me. I think it's Mario's Wonder.
No, I don't agree with you, but I think that's a great choice. I was about to say I agree with you, but I don't. I really want to go Alan Wake 2, but I haven't played it. But from what I've seen, this game looks fucking phenomenal. Like art wise, it just looks stunning. It's so itself. It's so different from anything I've seen. I love Super Mario Wonders, and I think it did exactly what it set out to do. It's trying to revitalize the Mario franchise, and it is, oh my god, I see it and I get excited. The only reason I'm stuck between Hi-Fi Rush and Alan Wake 2. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the reason
I feel like that would have been your 2.
Yeah, like the reason I think Hi-Fi Rush is just because like everything in that game works so fucking well, and it connects so well with the main point of the game, that it's a rhythm game. But man, is Alan Wake 2 so stunning. I'm gonna go Alan Wake 2 because I literally can't stop saying nice things about it. So we're gonna go Alan Wake 2. I think all of these games, maybe not Lies of P, but I didn't play too much Lies of P. I think the HUD was really what I was like, ew, this is ugly. But I think every game here deserves to be nominated for this game, for this list, because these are some stylish ass games.
Nah, I hear you. We'll be split on this one, but again, that's a. I'm not mad if anybody wins that, probably except Liza P. But again, Liza P's not that far off in that assessment. Anyways, it's not that far off.
When I see like
you're great,
everything is just connects with you, and then you're seeing Mario like, and it's the same motherfucker. It's the same motherfucker I knew for all my life, but it looks good now. I don't know even know. It's just a little difference. It goes such a long way.
Yep. And listen, man, it's just, that's a tough category, man. Tough category. That's unreal. But moving on to best narrative, we had Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. Oof. I am in a pickle. I'll tell you this right now. I know what I'm choosing, but yeah, you go ahead. I would love it. I would personally love it to be Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, personally. Because I think for everything that we got and everything that we saw, it was a really good narrative tied together. And I know we didn't cover best performance, but Idris Elba, I would vote for him. Once I cast my votes, I think I'm going to put my vote in for him to put best performance because he was cooking. Yeah, as good as that is, Baldur's Gate 3. It's Baldur's Gate 3. It's Baldur's Gate 3. I told y'all, man. Yeah. I told you. It's Baldur's Gate 3. It's Baldur's Gate 3.
Quite unfortunate for everybody else, but you can't have a game that has 170 hours of cinematic dialogue recorded. And I know what you guys are thinking, like, what's cinematic dialogue? If I had cinematic dialogue in, like, if I even had half of that in most games, you know how many more side quests I would do in Yakuza if they had the voice acting of this? Like, the level is
detail.
Great. The side quests are better than some games' entire regular voice dialogue. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's absurd. So yeah, we're gonna go Baldur's Gate. It's just not even. Yeah. It's just not even close. I'm sorry.
There's a good pace away.
I guess the Spider-Man story was good. It was alright.
It wasn't better than the first game to me.
No, it wasn't. But I think the problem with Spider-Man is just that, like, we all know what the fuck Spider-Man's doing. Like, we've been there.
Yeah, to a certain extent. But even then, there was still an ability to convey that narrative through the first game. Like, we know where stuff's gonna go relatively, but you know, it just wasn't as hard hitting as the first one, and I feel like that was more of the problem. But that's another topic for another day. That's for the Spider-Man review. We can save that for another time. We might actually do a game review at some point this year. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll figure it out. But we'll move on to best game direction. We had Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Man, oh man. I'm gonna tell you right now, my honest opinion. You want my honest opinion? It should go to Alan Wake 2. That's my opinion.
I don't think that's a bad call.
Dog, if you're seeing, the way,
I don't think it's a bad call.
The way this game is blended, just from, again, not even just the cutscenes going from CGI to, again, the live action components of Alan Wake, to just the in-game elements, the atmosphere when you're walking through certain portions of the game. Dog, just the how they built this game is nothing short of incredible. Just everything. Man, I'm sorry. Alan Wake 2, I think this is one of the best molded games I've seen in a very long time. Just everything just welds together just so well, bro. I'm sorry. To me, I think how everything is built up, even though the gameplay isn't, you know what I'm saying, like, too crazy or out there. You're not, doing air combos like a Spider-Man. You're not, in these crazy faraway lands like Baldur's Gate 3, but just the experience that they weave into it. Yeah. Everything from the sounds, again, all the atmospherics, the enemies you fight, the lighting, everything from how stuff develops around you. Everything is a tool. Everything is a tool to tell a story, and it's purely exemplified in Alan Wake 2, man. Everything I've seen of Alan Wake 2, just, to me, it screams the best direction in a game. I think they knocked it out of the park.
No, I think I agree with you. I think a lot of these games have really, really good game, like really, really good direction, but Alan Wake 2 is just, like, on a different level. Like, this And like I literally just shit on this entire Game Awards because I feel like they keep picking games that are just movies. But this is literally that. This is like
this is different. This is like it's a level of detail. It's not just a cutscene. It's a level of detail woven into every second you play. And that's why I'm like, you guys are it's warranted. It's warranted. You guys got that.
It's one of the this is the category where I'm like that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's so out of the box, so crazy, but it all works really, really well. And this game really does take that home. And another big thing is like I don't know about any crunch with Alan Wake 2. I don't really know about any delays with any. We knew rumors and speculations, but I don't remember them being like, we're gonna delay this like multiple times. And like, and even then, delays I don't think is bad direction. I think crunch is bad direction. So I can't say anything bad about this. I agree with you. Alan Wake 2.
Again, Remedy seems to be a studio that takes very careful consideration of whatever they do. And you know, again, sometimes it's well received, sometimes it isn't, you know what I'm saying, but this is a banger, and I think it fully deserves it. It fully deserves best game direction. Yeah, man, we can get to it, man. We can game of the year. Our final nominees, our confirmed nominees. We have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, before we pick who we think is going to be Game of the Year, again, there was a lot of contentious debate on who should be in this listing and who should be out of this listing specifically for the Game of the Year talks. Now, there was talk about, again, some of the potential snubbed contestants. We had, what's it called? Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Yeah, Jedi Survivor. We had Sea of Stars that was out there. People again giving a lot of flack about Starfield. Maybe it's just the Xbox fanboys, but that's a whole nother thing.
Nobody who played Starfield, I don't even think the motherfuckers who played Starfield think that was their favorite game this year. Shut up.
But with that, I would say, is there anybody you take out of this category and put in before we just talk about who would win out of this set?
All right, so if I had to take somebody out, it would be these two in the middle. It'd be either Spider-Man 2 or Resident Evil 4. I'm leaning more at Resident Evil 4 because I really do think that this remake shit has got to stop. I love Resident Evil 4. Actually, that's a lie. I never played it. I love that the people who got this game. I love that it was made. I think it's a phenomenal game from what I've seen. The reason I don't want to put this up here is because we're celebrating video games. Like the fact that Baldur's Gate 3, this is a brand new title. Super Mario Wonder, like all these games are new. These are all brand new. Like we're not, this is all grand concepts made out of almost nothing outside of Marvel Spider-Man 2, Tears of the Kingdom, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But I will argue Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom have basically reinvented their predecessors when they made those games. Which is why I look at Spider-Man 2 and I look at Resident Evil and I'm just like, Spider-Man 2 takes a lot from Spider-Man 1 and makes it a really good game. I think this is a really good game still, but I think something more deserving would be, I'm sorry, but I think Street Fighter should have been nominated for Game of the Year. And I think that because it reinvented what Street Fighter 5 was, it took things from their old games. Like it is such a good fucking continuation of this franchise. And instead, I get to choose between the Resident Evil 4 remake or Spider-Man 2, which is a really good choice, but they didn't reinvent Spider-Man here. They took Spider-Man, Miles Morales, put it together, added some cool ass shit, added some awesome fucking things to play, but it's not fucking, when I think of like a game that is like transcending what it used to be, that's moving forward to at a different like speed, something completely new, a crazy experience, I'm just not getting that from Spider-Man 2. And I like Resident Evil 4, but I really hate that it's up here because it's already a game that came out with a story that we know. And that's not saying that the old game and the new game are similar, are completely the same, but it's just like, I just feel like it's kind of fucked up when you're not giving this slot, because Street Fighter could be on here and I'm not voting for it. I don't think it's the best game of the year. But I think the diversity in this category is kind of fucking sad. Because I see a game like Alan Wake 2, and I see a game like Resident Evil 4, And I'm like, how you both go say both of these games are so good at the genre that they're in, which is survival horror, that they both deserve to be on here as opposed to fucking a completely different genre that did something amazing this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Resident Evil 4 and Alan Wake 2 should have boxed for their spot, personally speaking. Like, I don't think both these motherfuckers should be in here right now. Like, it's like, ain't you motherfuckers the same guys? Like, no, we're different. Okay, but like, how different? You know what I'm saying? And that's just me personally. Like, every game here is very different from the one next to it. Unless you put Resident Evil 4 and Alan Wake 2 next to each other, then you're like, oh, 2 survival horror games. Nice. I guess that's what we fuck with in the streets.
Ah, man, for me, it's tough. Honestly, I'm personally not mad at keeping Resident Evil 4 on the Game of the Year pile this is my thing. Yes, remakes are remakes, and again, I know how I feel about most of them at the end of the day. If they're ill-timed, if they're ill-equipped to really recapture and reinvigorate the feeling of it, if they're not ready and willing to work from the ground up to build something that is, again, it's familiar, but it's able to execute on the essence of it in a whole new way, or bring it, up to speed, to modernize it, to truly modernize something, especially that old, that far back. And not only that, but upgrade it. You know what I'm saying? Again, with performances, with remodeling and reshaping what we know to make it a little bit more sharper, a little bit more better than we actually could have executed at first. I think that there's grounds for Resident Evil 4 to keep its spot. At least for me, that's my opinion. It could, could change next week, whatever. But I think right now I gotta stand on that. I gotta stand on Resident Evil 4 staying in there, in my opinion. I would love Sea of Stars to be in this listing. I would love Sea of Stars to get a mention and get a nod, because I think it's that damn good. I would replace it. I would replace it with Spider-Man 2. I would replace it with Spider-Man 2. Even though I thoroughly enjoyed Spider-Man 2. I did. I just felt like we knew there's gonna be that, again, the upgrade to the traversal. There's gonna be upgrade to the combat in certain regards. I had some of my personal little gripes with it, but you know what I'm saying, that's it makes sense why they made certain changes. I just felt like overall the impact and the lasting sting of the narrative, which is what I wanted to see them up the ante on just a little bit, even with the introduction of Venom, it just felt like, damn, I'm still missing a little something. The narrative was that driving force behind why I was so invested. I was giving extra plaudits to the first over how they executed that. And I just didn't feel like it was as hard hitting as the first. And that's why I would say if anybody was liable to swap, it'd be those two. And I wouldn't be mad because Spider-Man is already nominated for like 80 other categories on this whole thing too. So it's not gonna be like it's lost out on anything crazy. But whatever, that's just me. But speaking on these 6 games here, whose game of the year won?
It's Baldur's Gate, and it's not even close.
It's Baldur's Gate, and there's no debate on this. There should not be a debate on this, y'all. I don't know what continue.
Like, the only reason I would say Baldur's Gate shouldn't win is if everybody in the world unanimously agreed that we don't like turn-based games. That's never gonna happen, right? I love turn-based games. This game is the best turn-based game we've ever seen, I think. And like, no, I think that's a valid statement. Maybe I'm wrong. That's not the beat it. That's probably. It's one up. If it's not the best, it's definitely up there.
I still got to get into it for real. But it's like, dog, everything I've seen, you can't debate quality, bro. This is like Witcher 3 type vibes, like times 10, because it's that deep of a game where you need that level of breadth and depth in its gameplay to make a sound, competent D&D experience. So it requires you to already have a certain level of depth and quality to it, but they just went overboard because they know what to do. This is Baldur's Gate 3 is what happens when all the stars align on your platoon who's specifically trained for this one mission that you have to complete. Everything was perfect. Everything was well aligned for them to execute this. There was a team that they worked with D&D, and again, they did 2 other Baldur's Gates. They knew what they were getting into. The lines were right. Their vision was right. The execution was, again, mapped out, planned. This is a perfect storm of a game. It's not what many people might have expected because, again, from D&D, it's turn-based, but this is what happens when you get a perfect storm in a game. We only get this a few times, you know what I'm saying? This is generational. It's a generational game.
Yeah. Like, I think that when they drop Marvel Spider-Man 3, I will not really be playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. Unless for some reason I'm like, I want to go back and rebeat all those games. I very much doubt I'll really be replaying those games. Alan Wake 2 is a game that I feel like I will experience and be like, yo, this is amazing. I'm gonna put my friends on. Will I replay it? Maybe. Also, replayability doesn't really fucking matter that much because it really comes down to the person if they really want to replay this game. But it feels like one of those games that it's like, it's an amazing experience. One and done. Resident Evil, no. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Back to Resident Evil. I think it's a great game. I've seen gameplay of it. It looks phenomenal, but I think it's gonna fall into the same scope of like Alan Wake. I was like, after I play it, I think it's an amazing experience. I'll recommend it to people. Will I replay it if I really do enjoy the game to the extent? But I feel like a lot of people who played this game and love this game, nostalgia plays a huge factor in it. And that's not disrespectful at all, because I rebeat Kingdom Hearts all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And some of those games are not the best.
It's just a matter of course.
Like, I think if it wasn't for nostalgia, we would look at Kingdom Hearts 3 as a load of bullshit.
That's another debate for another day, but I feel like after Remind, they fixed some shit up. But that's beside the point. Sorry, don't.
I'm sorry. After the DLC, yeah.
I know. I'm just, hey, listen. Sorry, it's my natural instincts. Natural instincts is kicking in. Sorry.
Continue. But this is why the podcast is so long.
I know.
Oh man, love it. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a game I definitely will replay. I can play that shit with my kids. I can play that shit with my friends. Like, that's gonna be a really good, solid game. That's gonna be one of the Mario games you go back to. I still go back to Super Mario Bros. 3, but it doesn't have the same depth as something like Baldur's Gate. Here's the Kingdom. I think it has really good depth. Once I beat it, though, I don't know if I'll go back. And the reason for that is because Baldur's Gate has 170 fucking hours of cinematic cutscenes on top of a really good gameplay system, on top of a lot of different classes to choose from, on top of multiple different companions. There's just so much in this game. It's so vast, so huge. The only downside to this game, and it's not even a real downside if you have a reading level above 4th grade, is that it's turn-based. Like, if you don't have, and I have ADHD, but I could play the game, so I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't say that because everybody's ADHD is different. But there are a lot of people who are just, this game is whack because you don't do shit every fucking second. Like, this is a really good game, and if you're somebody who can, like, enjoy not even a slow burn, but a slower paced game, this is something that you will play a lot. You will put a lot of hours into it. You will have people be like, "Hey, I want to do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. Would you play as one of my characters?" Absolutely, bro. Hey, I want to do a replay of Super Mario Bros. Wonders. I'll jump in on a couple levels. Like, Baldur's Gate 3 is on another level of gaming. It's gonna be a game that people are gonna look to. It's gonna be just like Elden Ring, where people were comparing every game to Elden Ring in their level of detail and their level of like gameplay. It's gonna be like that, where you're gonna be like, hey, this game is good. Okay, but like compared to Baldur's Gate, what are we talking? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in 3 years from now, 4 years from now, we get D&D turn-based level ass games. We already have them, but I wouldn't be surprised if this shit becomes a genre that they're trying to like milk off of as well.
Dog, it's real. This is, you know what I'm saying, one of those like Super Mario World. This is, you know what I'm saying, Witcher 3. This is Mass Effect 2. This is that elk of game. This is that stand outside the margin, and now we're a measuring stick. This is a measuring stick game. And again, this game was so good. This game was so impactful that people were mad. There were articles made of people being mad at Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian Studios because the game was too much quality. They were like, yo, how can we aspire to do this? You're setting a bad example for the rest of gaming. There's too much quality. We can't do this. Why are you setting an unrealistic example for games? Why are you doing that? That's the impact this game had. If it doesn't get Game of the Year, it's a travesty. That's my opinion. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. Yeah. But outside of that, that's all the notes I got for this episode, man. That's really it, man. Also hit the comment section if you want us to just do kind of like a click through. We'll post graphics of all the game of the year, the Game Awards nominations and our picks. I'll go, flag down Kai and flag down Wen to go give their picks, and then we'll just go one by one on the Twitters so you guys can see everything from social media on what we picked, some of our predictions and all that stuff. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that, and I can get that done. Say we can make that happen and stuff to show good folks what we're picking, and maybe react live, maybe throw a little prize pot for the actual live recording of the show, and see who won or something like that. We'll get it together.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be this Game Awards. We're gonna try. Because I don't know what will happen in December, but I believe we should be good to go for recording actually just doing it live. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to pull up, it'll probably be on my. I'll probably try to restream it. I'll probably stream it from not only my channel on Twitch, but I'll also stream it hopefully to the No Cooldown channel, just so that we have the whole long video posted somewhere. But we're definitely gonna be doing a lot of reactions. We're gonna be locked in on that Game Awards, because if I don't see Death Stranding 2 in all of its Death Stranding glory, if I don't see packages on backs trudging through the tundras to get to somebody's pizza on time, I'm gonna be pissed off, and Jeff is gonna have to see me in the parking lot. Also, as soon as they put out that trailer for GTA, if we stop talking because we're too busy editing that reaction, mind your business.
Facts.
Those views.
Facts. Let them know, bro. It's 4 good calls, man. I tell you that much. Oh man, but outside of that, anything that we might have missed from this week?
There was a Nintendo Indie Direct that was actually
crap.
There was some pretty good games on there. We could touch on them later, because there were some really good ones, but I cannot remember any of their names right now, and I recorded that reaction. But check out the Nintendo eShop because they added some cool shit. They had this roguelike where you use things in your book bag as the items you use to fight. So like you have to upgrade your book bag to fit a sword in there. It's
cool.
It was kind of like watching Adventure Time, but in a game. You know how like in Adventure Time, like they just pull shit out and do shit? Like that's kind of what it felt like. It was a pretty dope concept. But yeah, check out that if you guys haven't seen that. We'll talk about it later at some point.
Word, man. I don't got no crazy other stories off the top of my head. Andre 3000 dropping a flute album. This has nothing to do with gaming. I'm just excited for him to, play the flute. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Explore your creativity.
Facts. That's real talk, man. That's real talk. Hey, man. Let's start to roll up out of here, man. Give a closing notes for episode 79. No Cooldown podcast. When? You know what I'm saying? Take us home, bro.
Like Yakuza Like a Dragon Gaiden is on Game Pass now, so if you haven't tapped in, I played the whole thing on my channel. It was a lot of fun. Definitely tap into that. Make sure you drink your water. Make sure you play the games that you want to play. Silence the haters. And yeah, enjoy life.
Yeah, man. This is one thing I want to say, man. I said it before in a video I made earlier today. Go show devs some love, bro. This has been probably one of the best years for gaming releases, but again, it's been one of the craziest years, unfortunately, for game developers and studios, closures, scandals, like crazy moments, all that stuff. People today got laid off. As we were recording this, I saw new stuff of people getting laid off and stuff, man. I hope everybody who's ran into trouble on the game development side of things, I hope y'all find your feet somewhere, some way, somehow, quickly, and y'all can keep doing what y'all love, bro. Again, 2023 doesn't happen. The greatest years in gaming don't happen if the people behind these games don't make them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What we do, what we enjoy, none of that shit happens without them. So go show a dev some love. That's all I got to say about that. Make sure you go find us everywhere. No Cooldown Pod or No Cooldown Podcast, especially on all audio platforms. Rate it 5 stars. Go show some love as we get up through to the next stages, you know what I'm saying, in the Elite Four, aka the algorithm, so we can get further, you know what I'm saying, spread the good word of No Cooldown to the masses. And with that being said, I'm going to check the time out of here. We are out of there.